Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin, your monthly movie news podcast, pop culture, video game or whatever. My name is Austin, your host, and I'm joined by Carson, your co-host. It's been a long year. Actually, this year went by real fast. But
It did.
in some parts it was long. Um, when I'm trying to think of,
Like when you were in Snow White, it
yeah,
went by very long.
yeah, when during that age, and next everything else went pretty fast. But mostly it was a pretty much interesting year of topics. I mean, most of our episodes were like literally like almost like 2.5 to 3 hours long, which we don't have that much to talk about this time around, but we'll probably find a way to make it 5 hours. Um,
I was hoping for seven, but
seven.
we'll find a way to trim it down to 6.5.
We'll
So
have to do like a part one and part two, like the Wicked films, just be way better.
oh, that if you want, maybe we'll have a podcast within a podcast,
Uh,
like they do on Stranger Things, like a TV
Um,
show within dialogue within a dialogue.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes these podcasts can be as long as those conversations, and it's like urgency of like, can we get out? Can we move on? Like, why are we still on this topic right now? So
I just want to point out if this is, I call being Max, you can be Holly. So if
I
that's
don't
the
know
way
which
that
one's
this is going to
worse.
go, I
I
was
think
thinking
no,
about that.
actually, I blame Max because Max is at this point. It's like you failed once trying to escape, and now you're just like, oh, there's my what where there's Lucas. Oh,
It's
okay.
so funny.
It's like, all
Well,
right.
we have to be careful because we have to disclaim if we're going to spoil anything.
Oh, well,
But I
yeah.
would say,
Well, me
I
and
would
him will
say,
do a spoiler review. Just be looking out for that. But
okay, we'll make sure we'll say spoiler alert, and then we'll give you like 10 seconds to turn it off,
yeah.
and then we'll spoil. How
Well,
does
you
that
should just
sound?
turn
I
off
think
the
that sounds
show.
fair. No, we want to get those views up, right? So you
No,
can do
no,
more
no,
dancing.
no. Turn off the Stranger Things.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
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 that too.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay,
See,
that's
see,
fine.
you're gonna start seeing a lot of people cancel their Netflix now because Stranger Things is over. It's like you see this big growth, and next it goes
No,
immediate.
they have Halo now, so now everybody
Oh,
will want to watch that instead.
I even with it being on Netflix, I have not watched it this whole entire time. I was like, I don't, since January is the month where bad film goes, I might have to do a TV show series just based around
That's
Halo.
so
That
funny.
I'm gonna
I'm
have to
waiting
get.
for I'm waiting for Netflix to sign like a deal with
Oh,
Amazon to get like Rings of Power to show up on Netflix. You know how they just like recycle shows on each other's
well,
streaming
that's how
platform?
they make money is they license it out, and so.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rings of Power to end up on Netflix randomly.
And it does
So
bigger numbers than it would on Amazon Prime somehow.
on Amazon Prime.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm just
gosh.
waiting for that day to happen. So it'll be good. But
Oh boy. Well,
I'm
we'll talk
excited.
more about Netflix later, that's for sure. But yeah, we don't have much to talk about. Not a lot of interesting things happened this month. It was just mostly Netflix and Warner Bros. Were the talk of not only this month, but pretty much the whole year.
I
Um,
was gonna say, whew.
like every episode, we're always talking about the whole entire situation around Netflix and Warner Bros. But we're still not out of the woods yet. More stuff will come from that. Um,
Not yet. We will
not
be eventually.
But we're gonna move on to the first topic. By the way, if you guys are listening on Apple, Spotify, every once in a while I'll combine them, and it's like they're the same.
Maybe, maybe you're predicting the next merger.
I'm probably pretty
Netflix, Warner Bros, Apple
uh
Music, Spotify.
Netflix, Spotify. I mean, that wouldn't be a monopoly. So, well, wouldn't it? I don't
Oh,
know.
it definitely would be. I don't think they care at this point though. I
Yeah,
think they just let people merge. So they're like,
yeah.
they're like Apple, Microsoft merging? Not a
Eh,
monopoly.
it's like whatever.
Uh,
I mean, like Apple's has better product than Microsoft, but Microsoft has the the web of the windows and all that. And so, but
Yeah.
yeah, but if you guys are listening to this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, welcome as well. We do also do this on YouTube over on the review show, just for more content wise, instead of waiting a month to hear my annoying voice. So we're gonna move on to this. By the way, also we got to point out the shirts. We got to point out the shirts. Um, brand new merch, not on sale yet, but if
Merch.
merch, if it's something that you guys like to get into, yeah, I've been
Just what I
considering it.
need.
Yeah, I've been considering it, doing it. I've came up with a couple of other like logo ideas and all that. You should show them the back as well. Mine says something completely different, which I already showed off, but yeah, the back actually came out really nice.
It
Like,
did turn out really nice. Oh, it says the big top. It says with
yeah,
Austin. What? Why
I
does it
pro
say with you? I'm just
well.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, see, the
I'm
thing is, if
just
you
kidding.
end up
I'm
leaving, you
just
get
kidding.
bought up by Netflix, then it's like, what am I gonna do? Change the name back?
No,
It's
you're gonna
like,
go hire somebody else like
oh,
Holly or Max
no,
from Stranger Things. So apparently they like to talk.
yeah.
So I'm sure they would love to come on your show. So
Stranger Things
um,
podcast. Uh, I
I
I
think
can't.
that's just called episode 8
Oh,
of whatever season we're in.
I
So
don't get those channels that just do like, IP channels, like, like they're
oh
just a
yeah,
Star Wars channel. I get about Star Wars Theory. He kind of goes in depth about it, but like,
I
there's
love Star
all
Wars Theory.
I
Shout
like
out to Star Wars
I
Theory.
like watching them every once in a while. Um,
Yeah.
but like, there's Jurassic World dedicated channels. There's Minecraft dedicated. I'm like, do you guys not like other things? And actually, if you actually try to expand on other things, then their stuff fails because that's not what they're
Yeah,
known for.
that's
So,
not what their niche is. So no, no, I love it. The
and
shirts are super
I
cool.
think,
I got it. My face is on
yeah,
something. It's so cool. I
yeah.
mean,
I,
I'm even wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't remember how I created that because that photo because that's from an actual photo of you that you sent me,
Yeah,
of you holding a mug, but I don't think you were wearing glasses in it. I think I added those in
you
post.
did.
And
You
so,
did. I was holding a it's me holding a coffee mug similar to the coffee mugs from The Office.
mm,
It's in the season where Kelly Kapoor makes I think they're like American Idol mugs with like a star and people's faces on them. So my coffee mug, I have it at home, has a star and my face
now
on
you're
it.
gonna have to bring it so then you can just copy and copy the pose and all that.
You know what? I may have to get it. It's at my house. I don't travel with it, obviously, because I travel for work.
That
But
thing will
no,
get
I
broken
definitely need to bring it.
eventually, though. If you,
Oh, it will eventually. But it's a great mug. I love it.
how
So
much was it? Like
and it's
50
just me
bucks?
going. No, I think it was like 25 or 30.
Oh, that was
It
like
was a
10 years
gift.
ago.
It was a gift from me or from somebody to me.
But that
So
was like 10 years
um,
ago. So it's like,
oh, it's probably like 50 bucks now, I would imagine.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll
but
talk
it's
about other
super cool.
prices going up too later too. But
Oh
moving on.
gosh.
See, I told you we'll find a way to make this short episode into like a 5 hour episode. But so moving on to this first topic, a lot of the topics, to be honest, are just trailers. And that's kind of like the only big thing where that came out this month is a bunch of trailers because there's like December is usually the month of where trailers kind of just drop because now a bunch of new movies are coming out. The summer is about to kind of get rolling and all
Mhm.
that. But
Yep.
we're not going to talk about any of the Avenger stuff. We're going to wait until all of them are just out on YouTube. I'm not even going to go back and watch Avatar 4 times to see those trailers. It's just not worth it.
I
Not even
love
using
that movie.
A-list just to watch the not even 2 minutes, 30 seconds teasers to talk about them online. It's just that
Um,
all good to you if you go do that, I guess. I don't know. They leak online anyways. But so we're gonna talk about this first trailer from Steven Spielberg. I was about to say Stephen King. But I mean, hey, some of the movies lately from Stephen King actually been really good. But Spielberg, he's coming back to Jurassic World. No, I wish. It'd be a lot better than Jurassic World Rebirth. But he has a new movie
Yeah.
coming out called Disclosure Day. I thought it was just called Disclosure, but apparently it's called Disclosure Day, which is a weird
Yeah.
title. I thought Disclosure was kind of if Disclosure was by itself, it would sound better. Just
I, I think
but
Disclosure Day makes sense though, because based
it
on what I
does.
was reading and plot wise, it's talking about how like all 7 billion people deserve to have the right to know. So
Mm,
now this is like the day that they're disclosing that these extraterrestrial people exist.
yeah.
Um,
Which
the trailer was good.
this movie stars Emily Blunt. She's the only big name, is she? That's in it.
No, 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 no. Emily Blunt's in it. Wyatt Russell's in it.
That's
Colin
right.
Firth. There's a few really good names. Coleman Domingo's in it, I believe, too.
Mm.
I love Coleman Domingo. Oh my goodness. Um, and I know inevitably I missed somebody, so I apologize. But
I hope
no, those
that
are probably
what's
the
his
ones
name
I
that's not it?
recognize
Paul
most.
Dano, because then Tarantino will hate him. Be like, that movie sucks because it has Paul Dano.
Oh
Oh.
gosh. But um, it looked weird. The part where she starts making like clicky clack noises on TV is
I mean, it's
like,
pretty creepy. The,
yeah, it is creepy.
even listening to like, because I got a chance to watch that trailer in the theater, which is just, which the surround sounds with that sound effect, it's just like, disgusting. I wonder if it's going to be like, if it's more going to be like Signs than the film.
See, I was thinking about that. Um, it's Steven Spielberg,
Hmm.
so
And it's directed
uh,
by not directed but it's written by David Kep, who did do Jurassic World Rebirth, which was a
so which is interesting.
mm.
So, um, part of me wonders, what does he have up his sleeve on this one? Because it has some really, really good. I think Josh O'Connor's also in this movie, and he's in shoot, The Crown, I think,
Mm.
which was pretty popular. So there's quite a few like very, very well known people that
Did I put
I
it?
actually recognize.
Sorry, I clicked on the next topics link and I put a Mission Impossible trailer link on it.
No, you did not put Mission Impossible, did
Did
you?
I think I did because I just clicked on it. Hold on. Sorry, but you
Oh,
could continue.
you definitely put Mission Impossible.
Christopher Nolan
Too funny.
directing Mission
That's too
Impossible.
funny.
Hold on.
No,
Well,
but no, if y'all haven't had the opportunity to watch Disclosure Day and the trailer itself, um, I think what it goes for, it hits really well.
mhm,
It doesn't disclose the plot, which I think we can all agree. How many times have we watched a trailer and we watch the trailer, we go see the movie, and we're like, oh my gosh, we watched the entire movie.
mhm.
And then it's like, I could have just saved the $20
Yeah.
and just watched the trailer 18 times. And in 2 minutes, I would have found out the whole movie. Um, this didn't give a lot, and I liked that.
But the
Um,
problem
I,
is it, so there's good of not giving a lot, but there's also bad not giving a lot. So does that mean there's not much going on in this film, or are they really good at
no,
hiding?
I, I
Because
think
I
it's a
mean, like
slow roll.
it was a similar thing with Shelby Oaks, where like if you watch the Shelby Oaks trailer, it's like okay, it seems very mysterious. It's like all right, I
Yeah.
can't wait. Oh, that was the whole movie. Oh, hmm.
See, but in fairness, to be very nice, we're comparing a Steven Spielberg
No,
movie
I'm just saying
to
like
Shelby
compare.
Oaks.
No, I know I'm killing. No, I'm comparing trailers, not the movie
Yeah, I got
itself.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Um, but no, I would be interested. I would be interested to see, okay, what is it that we're actually going to see in this film? And when we get to it, are we going to actually see something that reveals like the character of what are these extraterrestrials?
Mm,
I read some conspiracy theories that it's actually not. It has nothing to do with extraterrestrials, and it has everything to do with like mind control or
well, yeah, but the whole
like
I think. isn't the whole talk around it though, even from like a marketing standpoint, extra like aliens and all that, but it might
Correct.
be
Yes.
misleading.
Correct. Somebody was saying that it could be misleading. I read other people that were there was a really good article off of Parade, which I don't
Mm.
even know what that is. But it was talking about like, is this a follow up to uh, similar to like Close Encounters, a secret sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Did he
I have
do
no
Close
idea.
Encounters?
Um,
I don't think
that
did he? I don't even think he did.
No, I think what they're trying to say is that it's trying to like emulate the story and being a sequel
Oh,
to it. Yeah. Um,
oh no, yeah, he did. He did direct Close Encounters. That's actually okay, I remember it now because this was his dream film to do, but he couldn't do it.
yeah.
And so this actually there's actually a lot of story around this Close Encounters um
There's actually an interesting one, and I'll read it to you.
about his
Some
quotes.
fans think
Yeah.
Disclosure Day is quietly preparing the world for a real life alien disclosure event. Like some people think it's real. Like this movie is prepping the public to learn about aliens.
Don't we
I
already know about aliens?
I have no idea. No, well, I'm just reading you exactly. They started talking about aliens in like 2022. Like Congress opened up like a UFO, uh, excuse me, phenomena, like a basically like public hearings about it. But
Yeah.
it, it's very interesting. The whole thing is very intriguing. But no, I would be I would I was shocked that this came out 12 days ago now, because we're on December 28th. We're filming this December 28th.
Hmm.
And this came out on the 16th. It has less than 2 million views. That blows my mind.
I mean, it's a
It's
Spielberg
good.
film. This might be his biggest film since what was the last film that he did? It was kind of like a film about him. I liked it, but not a lot of people saw it.
Yeah.
Um,
I know what you're
s-
talking about. It was kind of a flop, wasn't it?
yeah,
It was wasn't it? It was The Fablemans.
yeah, The Fabelmans. Yeah, so that was
And
like
then
what
he
three
also did
year
West
ago.
Side Story. The last one that I saw that I was like,
It wasn't a
yes, this
bad
was a great
remake,
movie
but
was Ready Player One. That was the movie that I loved.
that was the last actual big movie that he had, you know, real like real success around. And so because a lot of
Yeah.
people were really into that type of
Yeah.
style, which is now
Bridge
a
of
reality.
Spies, Lincoln. Oh, Lincoln was such a great movie. Oh,
Let's see. What
I love that movie.
how much did the Fableman make? The Fableman made $45 million worldwide, and it had a budget of shouldn't be that big of a
It's
budget.
no, it had to have been a decently sized budget.
It had a $40 million budget, so it didn't break even. It made its money, it made the budget back, but it didn't break even. So I don't
Yeah,
know. Well,
well,
this came out, when did this come out? Like 2002. So people were still worried about COVID by that point still. Um, we might get clicked with that. YouTube.
uh,
Sometimes YouTube doesn't
it's
like it if
still.
you say that.
I'm still sad about Ready Player One. Man, that that was such a
I
good movie.
I like that movie. I don't love it, but I like it. Like I like the adventures. But the problem with the film, it's just mostly nostalgia.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But
So
then you have, yeah, but then you have like, I mean, everybody's like, oh, he's making a UFO movie. I was like, he already
yeah,
did.
E-
E.T. Duh. No, I'm just,
Encounters, Close Encounters. So he actually did Star Wars technically because
yeah,
isn't he a producer of Star Wars? Like
yeah. Is it a co-producer?
I know I don't think his name is directly on it, but I think he helps out. At least he helped out George Lucas at some point with it. But
He was a crucial friend and collaborator.
mm,
So no, he isn't an official producer, but he was a collaborator. Uh, I would envision that he probably got. Um,
he probably got the script
so
and he probably gave some ideas. But
Yeah.
How
He
much?
even helped do second unit directing storyboarding for Revenge of the Sith, apparently. So
That explains it because that is the best one of the out of the prequel trilogy. Uh,
agreed. I would agree. Yes.
is how much money do you think his movie will make? 100 million?
I'm gonna say 220 million.
Well, going based off the last one, which was a $40 million worldwide box office.
See, but I
Is
think
it
that
is
this
it
is gonna
because is
hit.
it is it because Aliens is more interesting to people than
Yes.
filmmaking?
I think that this will be I don't think this will be like a quiet place, but I think this hits the niche of what people like with like a quiet place, where
Hmm.
people like creepy thriller, alien, like what is going on. I think this could hit with the audience. I think it's going to be a 200 to $250 million film.
What is
I
the
would say.
budget?
I mean, with the people that are in it, it's got to be 125 million dollars. I would guess.
Um, Google doesn't say right now. Google doesn't know.
Okay.
I don't think they will know for a while. Um,
I mean, it's Steven Spielberg. They're going to give him a blank check. Dude is,
well, I mean,
yeah.
but you can't give Tom Cruise a blank check so anymore, and so I don't know. I think the blank check thing is going away unless you're the director of Weapons that you can make a movie from 30
Or
million.
Avatar,
Yeah.
your Cameron.
Well, technically Avatar, we'll talk about more bit about Avatar later. But yeah, I want to know
Mhm.
what was I searching up? I forgot. Well, no, I was looking
Uh,
up the budget, but then I had something else in mind also that I wanted to look up, but all right, I already forgot it. So, but yeah, I think realistically, I think it would make 100. I think
okay.
because I don't know if it will have a big opening weekend. Because the last big Spielberg film was Ready Player One, which was like almost 10 years ago. Because it was at 2018.
That was it 2018? I believe it was, yes.
And so, but we'll see what the next trailers come out to be. And so, yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this next topic. So, Christopher Nolan has dropped his trailer for the next Mission Impossible movie because that's the link I put. No, so it's for the Odyssey. And so, and I didn't get a chance. I don't know if it should. I wasn't paying attention to be honest while watching the opening of the trailers for Avatar: Fire and Ash. I and so I don't know if they did the trailer for that one, but I ended up watching it online anyways. It's a nice trailer. I think it's interesting. I think it looks nice. I'm curious to see what he does with the creatures in the film because he's known for not doing really. He does CGI, but he rarely uses it. He uses it in small ways because like he's not blowing up New York and the Batman and all that. And so,
Oh my gosh. I
well,
love
actually,
that.
he actually is blowing up parts, but not on the scale of what it is. But a lot of people are complaining about the armor. I mean, the armor kind of does look like, um his version of the Batman mask a tiny bit, like the blue armor.
I
But
did notice that. That was interesting to me that everybody was pointing that out.
but I think it's fine because people are like, This doesn't look modern for that time period," and it's like, okay.
Have you
I
noticed that a lot of the movies that have been coming out have been Universal? I thought that was interesting. Just a little.
well, what are you saying about it?
I just think that Universal is going to have a lot of success next year. I really
Well,
do.
I guess I could have thrown a topic about this, but like they came out with the an article about the successful studios of the year, and you know who's number one? It's not Disney. Even though people are talking about how Disney made a lot of money this year with Lilo and Stitch and
Is
Zootopia,
is it Warner Bros. This year?
it's Warner Bros. And people
And who's number
and
two?
a lot of people are ignoring that for certain reasons because they just don't like David Zaslav or James Gunn. And so, and it's just very funny. It's like
Yeah.
there's a reason why Netflix wants them. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what this film does. Is it supposed to tell the whole story of Odysseus, or is it going to tell parts?
Well, if it's the Odyssey, um, when I read that book with like Telemachus and Odysseus and um man,
Because
it's a long book.
because I saw the one with Ray Ray, the guy that plays Voldemort.
Ray
Why am I?
Fine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came out with his
Uh,
own version last year, and it was terrible.
of the Odyssey?
Yeah, but
I didn't know
but it
that.
takes
Yeah.
place after he comes back, and so. So a lot of story beats is left out, and it kind of focuses a bit on the son and the mother, and I just don't like them.
I'm
Even if that's how they are in the book, I still don't like them because the mother's like purposely waiting 20 years, letting her kingdom or her people starve and wait for her husband to come back. I'm like, this is awful. You're a terrible person, and it's because she doesn't want to remarry or give
yeah,
up the throne.
I think the thing that I'm curious about is is uh, the cast. I love all the cast individually.
Dude, there's so many people in this, like Matt Damon. You got Tom Holland,
Robert Pattinson, Anne
Z
Hathaway, uh,
uh,
Lupita
Zendaya's in this
Nyong'o.
one too.
Is it Lupita Nyong'o? I think is how you say her name.
I
Charlize Theron is in that movie. Um, I don't know how I feel about all of them together.
well, yeah.
That's what
See,
I don't
the thing
know.
is, like, a lot of these big actors are not going to get much screen time,
Yeah,
and people are going to be like, "Oh, why'd you have this person in the movie?" Because uh, they were like, "Why'd you cast them? Why'd you spend that much money? They weren't in the movie that much." John Bernthal in the film. Mia Goth.
yeah,
It's funny. Half of this cast is Spider-Man cast members, and so they were probably filming Spider-Man in the Odyssey at the same. Well, actually they were, but on this like in the same locations, and so they're like, "Hey, come over here."
yeah.
And you got Ryan
It
Hurst in this film too.
the do you think I just don't know how I feel about I don't know. I just don't. Somebody said, of course he's gonna make it home. It's Anne Hathaway. And I thought that was funny. I just I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about all of them together. I I don't know. It'll be interesting to see all of these actors and actresses to come together to make this movie. I really do
How
like
long
all
is
of
the
them a
movie
lot.
supposed to be? Have they said
I don't
that?
know.
I don't think that has come out yet.
I don't think I saw the runtime. Somebody said it better be 4 hours,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh gosh,
It if they're gonna tell the whole book, and which is a big book, it's gonna be like roughly like 3 hours. There's a rumor going around that's 2 hours and 40 minutes. If it can tell the story in that amount of time, then that's good, I guess.
it's got to be. I hope it's a 3.5 hour movie. Not because I like 3.5 hour movies, but because it's the
Well,
Odyssey and I know how large the book was, and that would make
well,
more sense.
and it would be and this film's gonna make $1 billion because of just Christopher Nolan. If anyone else
Oh
was
yeah,
making the Odyssey, people would be like, okay, yeah, all right. Another
yeah,
Odyssey on adaptation. Just this time around, it has Tom Holland and Matt Damon in it.
yeah.
And next,
I'm surprised.
it will get some boosts, but because it's Christopher Nolan, it's everyone's gonna go see it. I mean, like his IMAX, we talked about it like what 2 months ago. His IMAX screenings are already sold out, and so after a year
I'm
opening,
I'm curious to know. Um, One is, are they going to get to a point where, and this is where it's going to be really interesting. Are they going to get to a point where they like chop out important parts of the Odyssey story, like the book itself? Like
probably.
there's a whole, even like Agamemnon's in the book. He plays a huge, huge part. of like getting back home. Poseidon is a pretty big part of it. You know, you go on to recognize. Eh, I'm just curious to see kind of how this all works. I read it in my freshman honors freshman English class,
Hmm.
and we had to act out like the entirety of the book, and it was a really interesting book. It was better than the Iliad, I thought. Um,
I'm just
but
I don't know if he wanted to do another trilogy.
no, no, this movie will do better. I'm surprised Cillian Murphy's not in this movie. That seems like on
He's
brand for
probably
him
well,
too.
he's busy, I think, right now with 28 Years Later because he's trying to do that again now. From
Oh,
my
oh, I did see that whole thing. Also, aren't they doing another season of Peaky Blinders or something, or like a aftermath show? Or
I
I
don't
was
know.
reading something. Yeah, there was something going on with that. I think I saw something about something similar. Anyway,
Yeah.
but
Well, or I mean, he
no,
could have done something like, like Wicked, where he did part one of part two and released them a year later.
that is true.
He probably could get away with releasing them in the same year.
Mhm.
I mean, like it'd be $2 billion films right there. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I like the cast mostly because of Matt Damon. I really like Matt Damon. The first I think that the first films I saw him in was the Bourne films, which he got a lot of criticism for, or before those films came out. But because I guess he doesn't look like the guy in the book, or doesn't sound like his fatigue didn't look like how the guy was described in the book. But yeah, we'll have to see what comes out. I think it's an interesting trailer. It doesn't get my hyped up or anything, but I think it will do fine. Um,
Yeah,
I think it will be
no, it'll
better
be
than
good.
I think it will be better than Oppenheimer
I think it will be as well. I really
because
do, and
I
I
liked
think
Oppenheimer, but I
source
didn't love
material.
it.
I think
Uh,
it will because of the source material.
that too. And so, but yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to the third topic. Now, Tom Cruise, the real Mission Impossible. So,
Yes.
this is a film I never heard of. I didn't know he was working on this film. He has a film coming out called Digger, which nothing in the trailers gives away what it's about, but I think it's supposed to be about. So it's supposed to be it's a what it's a black comedy film. I think that's what it is. Yes. I don't know what black comedy really means though. Um, so you have like I believe you have the director that did The Revenant, right? That's doing this film?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Um, do you know what this film is really about or not really? Because the trailer is it's just a teaser trailer.
Yeah, no, I was trying to figure out more information about it, but it looks
The most
like it.
power, so this is what this says, sorry. The most powerful man in the world embarks on a frantic mission. Oh, so it's a Mission Impossible sequel. Got it. To prove his humanity savior before the disaster he unleashes destroys everything. This is Mission Impossible. It's just all right, just okay. But yeah, you could continue though.
No, I was looking at the. No, it doesn't give any information.
I was reading the IMDb
But it says
subreddit.
it's a comedy of catastrophic proportions. So
Yeah,
part of me
it's
thinks
like
it's
it's
like
a black comedy. I
unserious.
don't know what a black comedy is.
Yeah, I have
But
no idea.
the description though is funny because it describes it as like a mission like type of film. It's like so Mission Impossible. So is his character's name Ethan Hunt?
I have no idea.
But
Um,
I don't know
eh,
if it's a fun movie and if Tom Cruise is actually trying to win an Oscar after what 20 years was the last film that he actually tried with his acting. I'm not saying that he didn't try with Mission Impossible, but I'm just saying those aren't Oscar-worthy films, especially from a writing standpoint. Um,
Um, A Few Good Men, 93. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I think that what was it? Collateral. I think that was the last film that came out because he had two films. He had no, he had three films. It was Collateral,
Jerry Maguire,
Minority
96.
Report.
Last Samurai.
Did I've never seen that. Is that even good?
The Last Samurai?
Is that good?
Oh, it's such a great movie. I love
Um,
The Last Samurai. Oh my goodness. It has a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I like it. I think it's good. Now, is it worthy of a thing? I don't know. Um, Jerry Maguire is one of my favorite movies.
I
Um,
don't think I own that on 4K. No, I don't know. I don't think they made it for 4K yet. I did just get like Minority Report on 4K. I do like this one.
oh yeah, I love Minority Report. It's really good.
Also a Steven Spielberg film. Uh, But yeah. So if it's like a film that's like he's, taking a break from all the action stuff, he tries his, he's trying to go for an Oscar. That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what he does then. You also have Jesse Plemons in the film. Did you say that already? Or no?
I had not no.
Oh, okay.
I was looking up if I could find out any more information.
Riz
Because I
Ahmed
when you
is
had
on.
sent this, I was like, what is going on? I had no idea.
Oh no,
So
this trailer shocked me. Like I was like, wait, what? A new Tom Cruise trailer for what?
yeah.
Because I the next topic that we're going to talk about, it's like I knew about this film and I knew about one film that took like I believe we talked about being was it being canceled because it was too much money. Yeah, I think we talked about that last month.
Yeah,
Um,
I believe so, if I remember correctly,
So like I
yes.
knew like he had a couple of films in the works and that he wanted to do, but not this. And so it was kind of interesting. Yeah, not much else to say about that. I don't know. It's just there's not much on it. It's just kind of it's
No,
just a random one.
it's very weird. It was so random. And on top of it, it was like, why did we they just like dropped this. It was
Well,
so
it's like
weird.
if they
He's very
release
Tom Cruise.
an actual trailer showing off what the film was about, then it'll be like, okay, cool. All right. Well, now we know an idea of the film. I just don't know what the fuck this film is. I don't know if it's a musical or if it's, like I don't know. It's a Tom Cruise musical. I don't know if that would be good. That would be
I have no
awful.
idea either. It's so bizarre. So,
So
yeah,
let us know your
it's
guys' thoughts
very
on this
strange.
one. Moving on to this, still keeping it on to Tom Cruise. So if you guys remember, he had a space movie. He wanted to go up into space and actually film something. What that movie's about or was about, we weren't really entirely sure. It would have probably been very claustrophobic. I don't know if he would have done any spacewalk or anything, because I don't know if they would have allowed him.
Yes, are you serious? It's Tom Cruise. Dude would have found out a way to do a
A
spacewalk.
spacewalk.
He's
The
he is the most.
movie would probably end with him like free diving back to Earth
Yeah,
from
that sounds
space.
fine.
Because I mean that's possible. Because I think you can. It's called what's it called? Um, there's a name for it. If you go out the atmosphere all the way, kind of like almost that it's not necessary space, but you're in that realm between the atmosphere and space, and actually skydive from it.
Oh,
I forget what it's called. There's a name. There's a word for it.
like the higher atmosphere that's
Yeah.
like, but not in the
You would
not the
have to wear
stratosphere.
you would
It's
have to have an oxygen tank and all that.
yeah, I
Um,
know what you're talking about. Yeah,
but
okay.
but he's not doing the film anymore because he had to get Trump's approval. So we're not going to talk about politics, but it's just an interesting thing um uh that just kind of happened. So I don't know if he doesn't like him or whatnot. If it, but I think right now with how the world is and how divided the world is, I think you being associated with any form of politician, it's just a bad look for you. And so I think that's why he didn't want to get Trump's approval because he would have had to go to get Trump's approval
Mhm.
with NASA to go up in space. And so, um, but is it for but the real question that I'm going to ask, is it for the best that this film just wasn't really made?
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of wish they would have asked, honestly.
Well, the source says Tom didn't want to ask for political reasons. So I think that's just a clear sign. I guess he just doesn't like him. Yeah, I mean, like, I here's the thing. Tom Cruise is part of a cult, so I don't know. It's like it's kind of like a, you know, either you're a cult in a political way or you're in a cult in a religion way. It doesn't. It's like it. I don't know. It's so weird. But. I don't know. I wish that we got to know about what the film was to really know if like okay, yeah, whatever type of deal. But what's your kind of like thoughts overall?
So here's the thing. There's a few things. One, I understand why Tom didn't ask for it. I think the weird thing is we're in a time frame, obviously, where there's a lot of political polarization of, if I ask a specific politician or if,
You think
you know,
people start thinking you're part of the like you like them or what? It's like no, now you're just
yeah,
assuming
I
things.
do.
It's like
I do.
because
And
Tom
and
Cruise
the
could
reason I say that is look at oh goodness, what's her name? Nicki Minaj. Look at her.
yeah
She lost
now she's
10
getting
million. Yeah, she lost 10 million Instagram followers and then deactivated her Instagram. Now, I know that she was talking about supporting them and everything, but I mean, like, what if the way to get, into space
well
would have
he
been,
would
hey,
have had a
come
stage
up
with
on
me.
stage with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I,
here's the thing.
I don't know.
We haven't, we don't know. Has Tom Cruise really been open about his political views? I don't think he has. I think he's very private
Um,
about that.
I don't know anything about I usually don't care and I
Well, I
don't
don't
Google
care.
because I
I don't
don't.
care either, but things get around
Yeah.
though. And so,
Yeah.
and one of the people I don't hear about is Tom Cruise getting in political views and all that. And so the thing is, it's like, I don't think it hurts you to ask him, but and actually if he ended up asking him, but if he had to do a favor, and if that favor was about like, kind of like endorsement and type of deal, then it's like, yeah, okay. That's a no. I'm just trying to make a movie here. I don't want to be a part of anything. And so that's the one thing is it's like t
Yeah.
if Tom Cruise didn't bother trying and then just kind of just didn't simply just wanted to ask because it's because the president of this United States right now isn't very likable with half of the country, then I find that to be a little bit of a cop out to make your own movie. But if he asked him
Yeah.
like to ask him to do a favor for him, then I could understand like I can't do that because that's I don't want to get involved or anything like that. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of how I
No,
see
and I
it.
think I think that's what they were running into is I just don't think he wanted to play that game or even run into it. So
That's fair. I don't blame
he'll
him.
wait. Yeah. So who
Well,
knows? I
he
mean,
has to wait a
may
while, but that's the thing.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe he'll
Um,
do it in 10 years or something. I
well,
mean, the
I don't.
dude, the
Here's
dude
the
seems to
thing.
do stuff until he's 1,000.
Well,
So
yeah. Here's the thing, though. He even knows that his body is getting weaker, though. That's the reason why I think he's kind of taking a break from Mission Impossible
yeah.
right now, and that's kind of like why it's the final one right now. He might end up doing something, another Mission Impossible later. That's why the film ended in the way it did. So. I think they should have fully closed capped it, but whatever. Um, but the thing is, I don't think he will be the person to be the first person to make a movie in space. I think it'll be someone else.
Really? Okay. If you had to
Because
guess, who do
he's
you
just
think it would
getting
be?
me. No. Um,
Oh,
Glenn Powell. I think because I think Glenn Powell is kind
yeah.
of picking up the mantle of being the next Tom Cruise, where he's willing to do his own stunts and all of that. So if he's if space isn't too far fetched, I mean, he's been in a he was in a jet, so he was almost at space at that point, unless he wasn't
Yeah.
high off the ground for some of those filming scenes. But I mean, like, I think he could be the person because he has the Tom Cruise connection, and so he can get a lot of like tips and like Tom Cruise can hook him up with a lot of like safety guards and all that and all his people. So, but yeah, that's kind of my overall thoughts.
No, no, I mean
I
that I do agree with you. I think that makes sense. I do. And if I had to pick somebody that would do it in space, it'll be Timothy Chalamet. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. I mean Tom Holland. A lot of Toms. Jesus. Um, the whole
Tom
the
Hiddleston.
yeah,
No, I'm
Tom
just
Hanks.
kidding.
It's like how many Toms can we name? But yeah, it's an interest. I think it would have been cool to see the film. I think it would have been interesting. Um, but we know that would have been a really expensive film. Probably
Yeah,
the most expensive film. That's probably part of the reason why he couldn't do it too, because the last two films barely broke 500 million, which were two Mission Impossible films, which were known because the two prior to that, what made like 700 to 800. So,
yeah. They made a
and
lot of money.
but the difference between those two and the last two we got, they were just too expensive. And so, and he just got rejected to make a film at Warner Bros. Because of it being too cost worthy. So that could be part of it too. So I think there's just multiple different reasons, and ex-Trump just had to be one of not one of, but probably one of the big ones. And so,
Yeah. I think there was quite a few things that kind of played into a factor. And I think they kind of ran with this reason because it kind of sells the most clicks. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, we're
Um,
talking
I,
about it. Yeah, like,
that's what I mean.
if
It
like if
sells
an article
clicks.
came out saying like Tom Cruise couldn't make a space movie because it was too expensive, people were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, moving
Yeah.
on, moving on with my day." Da da da. And so, but yeah, yeah. Let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Trying to keep it political
Mhm.
free, please. But let me know if you would like to still see the. I mean, like I would like to still see the space movie. But
I would too.
it just depends on what it really is. Is it really worth to make the film though? Is it a good enough quality to make and take the risk on going up there to make it? Is also a thing to factor in. But let me know if you guys think it's for the best or no, he should get over his fears of being political sided. I don't think I don't think you should do that at all. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Now, moving on to this. This was a wild one to me. This can't
Really?
I think I knew about a Madden f film being made, but I did not know who was attached to it. I
Okay.
did not think that so unless we talked about it, I don't remember if we talked about it, but so they dropped a trailer for it and it's a new Madden biopic that stars Nicolas Cage as the man Madden. And just the split seconds of him in the trailer, I think he works. I think he looks great. I don't know.
Okay.
I kind of like it, but the one thing that got me kind of disappointed about it though is the last 5 seconds of the trailer. Can you guess what it is?
What do you mean?
Can you guess what the last five can you guess what I have the most disappointed thing about it? What
Of the last five,
or it wouldn't be
that
the
it's
last.
Amazon Prime?
That it's a Prime original, so it's going straight to streaming. So
Yeah,
it's a
I
bit
figured.
disappointing.
I figured. Yeah, I figured that. I was like, yeah, that it's Prime.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Okay, can we take a second? John Mulaney, the
Hmm.
fact that it's Nicolas Cage, Christian Bale. I
Yeah,
mean,
that was
what?
random too. And he popped up for like 2 seconds. I
What?
was like, wait, Christian Bale. And I had to go back and like find him. He plays like
It's gonna
this.
be. Yeah.
Who's he playing? I don't. I'm not a
I
big
don't know
football
anything about
person.
football.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I'm not either. But what I do know is that I do know what Madden looks like, and I thought it looked pretty
He
good
looks
from like the
he
few.
actually looks like the dude. Like
Yeah,
it's
I thought
actually
it
kind
looked
of
really good.
interesting. Christian Bale plays A. Davis. Who? Aya
I don't know who that
Davis?
is.
Some football fans are gonna be like, how do you not know who did? It's like I don't. He's oh okay, he's a football coach. Who's he a football coach for? National Football League. It doesn't say. Coach who? Oh, okay. So he coached for the Raiders and the Chargers, but mostly for the Raiders. So okay, that's interesting. So it's going to be telling.
Yeah.
So he passed away in 2011. So it's going to be telling um an early story life of Madden because Madden only died what 3 years ago,
I believe so, yes. It
and
was
so
pretty, it wasn't that long ago.
I don't know. It's kind of disappointing that it's going straight to streaming because I think it would have been a fun movie. I mean, like, put the NFL name on it, it will sell tickets. I mean, like, look at the movie Him. I mean, it didn't have the NFL name on it, but it's a horror football movie, and so that got people's interest in going seeing it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a very good movie, so there's a difference there.
No, but I think this one will be good. That's what I think is very different about it.
Well, and like you can
So,
have Nicolas Cage's crazy like acting in it, like because Madden was kind of like a bit of a nut, wasn't he? Kind of like over the top type of craziness.
yes, he is over the top crazy, but I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, I know that's why I think t Nicolas Cage is the perfect choice. So I'm very curious to see what he does with it. Any other thoughts? It's just a teaser trailer, so not much is there. But
No, what I love to see is that I just loved the cast. It's gonna be so good just solely based on that. That's what I loved is that
2026
they
is going to be
have
an interesting year. It's
it
from
is.
film.
And I think this will kind of set the projection of okay, we've talked about it. Is it going to go to physical streaming? Is it going to go, or is it going to be physical in terms of movie theater? Is it going to go straight to streaming? I think they're going to start testing the water with big name actors. I mean, Nicolas
Well, I mean, they
Cage,
already are.
and that's what I'm saying. But I mean,
Like yeah, like
Christian Bale,
when did that
Christian
Roadhouse movie
Bale's a
come out?
pretty, oh,
It was like was it last year? Because I think it was last year. Because you had Jake
was it?
Gyllenhaal in that.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Christian Bale is on a whole other level.
I mean,
Like
yeah,
like Christian Bale is. I mean, for him to do a streaming movie like that is that to me is pretty impressive.
you
Not
must
gonna
have
lie.
convinced the dude to be in it in some way. Because
Yeah,
isn't he mostly against streaming too?
I thought he was. I thought I remember reading that he was very like not a huge streaming person, but I guess he is into streaming. So,
I just hope that
um,
it gets like a limited release in theaters. I
yeah,
think it
I
would
hope so
benefit
too.
it will benefit it. And if when it comes to we'll talk a bit more about it, but like if the Netflix deal goes down, well, which it'll probably go through, um, and if they are honest about keeping Warner Bros. Separate and keep and throwing Warner Bros. Movies in theaters, I I'm hoping then that pushes like exclude like Apple and Amazon to lean even more theatrically and just
Yeah,
and next extend their releases. But yeah, so I don't know. I think it'll be fun. I want to see more. I just find it odd that they re announced this a year late, early. I was about to say late because it comes out
yeah,
next
no,
Thanksgiving. It's like you probably want to wait it. You're not Christopher Nolan, all right? It's Nicolas Cage, but you're not Christopher Nolan. You can't. You're not able to do that type of stuff. So, um,
I'm still excited to see what they come up with though. It'll be good.
I just think people will forget about this movie before it comes out. That's the problem. Announcing it and dropping a teaser trailer a year in advance. Um, or maybe this will start training people with their attention spans. I don't know. Um, But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Now we're kind of moving fast a bit. So now this is your section for a bit.
Yes. Oh, everybody. Who doesn't love
You have the shirt
Carson's
on.
section? Carson's reviews. We're going to do two sections. So I'll kind of walk you through what we're talking about. First, I'm going to go ahead and go through a review. Then after that, we're going to go through Carson's top three best and worst movies of 2025. Um, Austin is going to love my list of movies, which I'm going to pull up, and
The reason
we're
why I
going to
said
laugh
top
about
three
them.
because unless you want to go more than that, but to keep it kind of short, um,
No, I actually
you
had
did a
to.
lot of
I
TV
talked with.
shows more than movies, I think.
Well, I went ahead and had seen quite a few movies up until about August. And
Mm.
then just to give context to all of our listeners, I was in a town that didn't have a movie theater. It was the closest movie theater was 45 minutes away.
That's pretty
Um,
close.
eh, there were so many movies
But the problem
past
is
August.
those movies that the thing is none of those movies were worth the 45-minute drive. So
No, no, I don't think there were any, even like Avatar, hearing, and I know we'll talk about this, but even hearing about Avatar, I was like, eh.
yeah.
Um, so the review that I did was actually was the new Knives Out movie, which I know. The reason that I did this one is because I have always really liked this, and the fact that this is the third. I know that
We saw the
technically,
second one in theaters together. And so
I know I do remember this, and it was interesting because I thought it was so funny. The
mm.
second one, I still think the first one's the best one. I really
Oh,
do.
easily.
Um,
Because
First one, this one, I don't even know where to put it. I think the second and the third are
I
equally as mid.
yeah.
I don't think they're great. I don't think they're
I
bad.
think
So
you might have a similar problem I have with this film, but I'll let you explain it.
yeah,
Um,
no, I think we're going to be on the same page. So it'll be a spoiler for just a second. So if you haven't watched this film,
it's been on
I'll tell you
Netflix.
when to. Well, I know, but still, just in case. If you haven't watched it, I'll tell you when to stop listening. So, Wake of Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, is the third installment of the Knives Out. It's not technically a trilogy because they're looking at filming more. So,
I feel like they're mostly what's it called? Um, what's about like individual stories? There's a word for it. I standalones.
like
Well,
in a,
not standalones,
yeah,
but it's like it starts with an
they're
A.
not an anthology.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking of.
Yeah, but it's still
Because
this
each film is like a new cast besides Daniel Craig.
correct, but it's still the same character. Usually, anthology looks at a different character from
Yeah,
like a
but
different character's perspective.
this one technically did that.
I know, which was weird. And I'll explain why I didn't like it here in a second. So, to
I
kind of
found
give
it
it a
fun.
rating, I gave it like a 6.5 out of 10. To give perspective, right now on IMDb, it's sitting at a 7.4 out of 10. I thought that was pretty generous. I think
Well,
a
that's
seven would
overall.
be the,
I guarantee that's the reason why it's a seven because a lot of people are probably giving it 6 out of 10, and so it somewhere in there it got that little boost, and so
yeah. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 92%. I don't know what people are thinking, but that is
well,
not a 92% movie.
people are giving Avatar a 91%, so you know.
Yeah, I don't, no, I'm sorry. I, I, I am not a
Five Nights at
hater.
Freddy's
I
has
just
like an
think that
80.
I just think people are like, oh, that's a nine.
Well,
Why is
they
everything
don't
a
leave,
nine,
unlike
people?
me, even though I do this kind of for a hobby and trying to get it to do for a living, I leave my room. Those people don't.
Well, yeah, it's just
So,
weird. So, perspective. One thing I want to say, loved seeing Jeremy Renner back acting, especially after the whole accident thing, all the stuff that's happened with him since then. Loved seeing Jeremy Renner back acting. He looked great. I thought he did a really good job. I thought overarchingly, it was nice to see him again. So I will
mhm.
say that was a huge positive. Really enjoyed that, not only from like a film note, but also from a personal, like just him as a person to see him well and alive. I really enjoyed Jeremy Renner, so that was awesome. In terms of like the film itself, um, we follow a new character. We start out, following the gentleman who is a priest, and more or less, I like to call him the problem child priest.
Oh, and here we go. It had to happen at some point, guys. Do
Can you
do
hear
do.
me?
Yep, there you are. You're back. Hello.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
You stopped at child trouble child priest or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So the priest is like the problem child priest.
Yeah.
Um, so they sent him off to like this middle of nowhere, to more or less,
Fix it up.
yeah, fall under like a bishop, or fall under a higher priest. Now, here's the thing that's very interesting. One, I thought that Josh O'Connor did an excellent job. So this inner turmoil of this younger priest, you can tell like there's some stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about. So he has like a hidden past. We don't know what's happened. Josh Brolin, who plays like the charismatic, like the really like angry mean priest guy, he's a really great, I wouldn't call him a villain, but he's an anti-hero. You just don't like him. He did a great job. I thought Josh Brolin was great. Josh O'Connor did a good job. Glenn Close is in it. She's like the little, she's the little, I forgot what she's called, but she's like the little lady, the little, what do you call them? What, Austin, why am I drawing a blank? She's like the little
Verblin?
church. She's a church woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a, yeah. Um, a few things that I had a problem with. And this is kind of where it progresses with the story. So we progress with the story. Josh Brolin's character ends up dying. Immediately, they frame the younger priest because the younger priest comes in. He recognizes that Josh Brolin's character is not who he all seems to be. Um, this is where the spoiler alerts come in. So I'll give you a few seconds.
It's not really spoilers, but you can say it. Like
It's spoiling. Yeah, I mean,
what if you're going to talk
yeah,
about actions, it's not really spoiler. Like
I think it's spoiling. I mean, here's the thing.
don't give
Eh,
away who, but
I won't say who,
the problem
but
is
I think the thing.
one of them is handicapping. Like, okay, they're clearly not it. So
Correct.
it's
So
like
so clearly one of them is not the
I
person that
think you can
murdered them.
figure out who it is pretty quickly, and it's annoying.
Correct. You figure out two or three, there's two or three people that it could very well be, that you like immediately are like, yep, it's one of those two or three people.
And it has to
You
start
then
out with them
start
telling them their whole entire story, and it's like, all right,
correct.
it's like,
You also digress that Daniel Craig is not the main character to figure it out.
yeah,
He
that's
does, but he
annoying.
doesn't. You don't give, whereas Daniel Craig's always the smart guy to figure it out, and
He
you give
acted
him his
really dumb.
flowers.
I mean, I liked some of the bits in it, but he seemed like he was like going senile for some odd reason.
Yeah, it wasn't a detective movie. It
So
didn't feel like he was
it was
being a
more
detective.
it would see the reason why I like the other two more is because first it started as a because it's a detective movie mystery movie first and a comedy second. This one wanted to do a comedy first and next a detective movie second, and so that was my big issue with it. Um,
So
Also,
yeah.
is it just me because I didn't watch it on streaming? But was the cinematography weird?
So I thought it was strange. I thought it was very dark in a lot of
Yeah,
places. Like
but
it was
was the
extremely, extremely
framing of
dark.
the actors weird? Because like they would do a lot of like wide shots, and like most of their heads is just cut off, and they're
Yeah,
talking. I was like,
there was
what?
some weird cutoff. The lighting was weird. There was like a few things where you're like,
I
I
don't
felt like
understand what I'm
somebody,
looking at.
it felt like somebody went outside with like their own homemade video camera and was like recording in the
Oh,
forest. And
no,
you're like,
they're like me when with my new camera, like trying to figure out what the settings on. It's like because if you go watch my current like review, like the past three reviews, the lighting and the sim and like the saturation, the contrast is all over the place because I'm like I don't like because I had to do like a lot of posts fix on it and I figured out kind of what I want. Still need to work on the brightness, but
It it looks good, by the way.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the biggest problem I had was, as we go along, it- Josh O'Connor was great. Jeremy Renner, I really liked. Daniel Craig's character just took a whole back seat. There were a few things that I just didn't like. Kerry Washington was fine. She's normal Kerry Washington character. Um, Andrew Scott was okay. Thomas Hayden Church played a very Thomas Hayden Church character. Um, like everybody who was in that played the character that they would normally play, if that makes sense. Like it felt like they wrote the characters for their actors, which
Hmm.
is fine.
I mean,
But
yeah,
then,
but they don't give them
but
anything to
then,
do.
correct. And then on top of it, you took you took the most important character, which
And
in this
he
case
doesn't
is
show up.
Daniel
I don't
Craig.
think he shows up until like 45 minutes of the film, end of the film.
No, yes, it's weird.
I don't
It's
mind the
so
idea of
strange.
it, but the problem is but the movie tries to make it by that point, it's like, okay, I guess this is our main lead, but then the movie tries to make Daniel Craig the main lead in a way, and it's like, no, you're not like, and so
It's very weird. But here's the thing I will say. Two things that I really liked about it that I kind of gave some redeeming qualities to.
mm.
People kind of trashed the idea that Daniel Craig didn't solve it and he let one of the people that committed the atrocity to come
He knew
forward.
it. He already knew it. He just wanted the person to confess. And he
Correct.
also wanted to
It
give
was
credit to the priest.
correct. It was the redeeming quality. I liked that. I thought that that built around I thought that that built around the redeeming quality of the priest and the people that committed the atrocity.
Well, it's because
Atrocity
it's
is not the
based
right word.
because it's also a religious film in a way, and
Correct.
it's about
Correct.
confession and all that, and so they had
It
to
was
do that.
good.
Yeah,
That was good. Now, how they
I didn't
rushed it at
like
the
Josh
end.
Brolin though. That's the thing. I didn't like what they did with him. That's the only thing.
Oh, no, but his character was hateable. You didn't
Yeah,
like him. He was annoying and he was really
but I didn't like that
gross.
people were getting behind him. I was like, why are we getting behind this guy? It's like this doesn't make any
See,
sense.
they were trying to show that he was charismatic.
Uh,
I thought that that was a really good, they did a really interesting job. So I think the elements and pieces to make a great film were there. I just thought that they weren't
Misplaced.
all the way there. Yeah, it was kind of like imagine painting something 75% and it being a beautiful masterpiece, but then the last
And next you use
30%.
AI, and next it's like, oh,
Yeah,
and the next it fucks it up.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, great.
That's kind of how it felt. And it was like, okay, like, oh, oh, that's what you did?
Uh,
Okay.
Well, the problem
That,
is that what my biggest problem with the whole entire film is like I knew who it was from the beginning. It's like because they go to the camera like this, they go like, I was like a little person. I can't see the gender, but I was like a little as a little kid. I want and they just go in their detail, giving detail about their past. I'm like, okay, you're doing it, and
yeah.
so and next it also seems like a big, I don't know. And what did you think about it? Because it technically was an accident at the same time. What did you think about that part?
So I don't think that that was necessarily an accident,
Well, no, like
right?
the because the events started based off like oops. And so like I can't really say without spoiling it, but
Are you talking about the heart thing?
well, like about like because Josh Brolin knew like that part
Oh,
because that's how it all starts.
so here's the thing. I think that that how they did it was fine.
Hmm.
They basically showed the downfall of somebody that people held in reverence could succumb to that that desire of what that person wanted, right? Because that's how it ended in the first place, was that that initial person didn't want that person to get that item, so they died with it. You get what I'm picking up, right? Because I don't want to
Mhm.
spoil it. They died with it. That person goes, I know where it is, you don't, haha. Person goes psycho crazy,
Yeah.
doesn't get it, right?
Well, they're also
And
saying
now,
that this thing makes people go nuts too.
correct. So I thought that it wasn't necessarily an accident. I think what it was showing was that this person that had protected it all this time thought this person was trustworthy, and then ended up being not trustworthy at all. And she was like, wait a second, I can't trust you, but I can trust this younger priest
But
who's
I,
continued to
I think sh
show.
I think it also was it the person confessed it to the wrong person. Didn't the person want
Yeah,
the other priest, and but it turned out not to be that.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know. And next, there's this whole entire side plot with Jimmy Renner's character. Next, not only that, with this husband character, I thought it was stupid. I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah,
I was like,
that wasn't that wasn't good. The whole son
oh,
dynamic
the
too was
whole the
stupid.
social media
That
thing,
was,
because
yeah.
they wanted to do the same character from the last film with the social media part. But at least her, I forget which character. It's not Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett was the rich, um, older person, but the character in that film was actually funny. This time around, he was just annoying. He got on my nerves. Like, dude, just like leave. Like, get off screen right now. I wanted to punch him. Like, that's how
Oh,
annoying he got.
well, and I think the reason that they did that is I think they're setting up a future film.
I don't
I
want
think they're gonna d- I think they're gonna do Daniel Craig's downfall, and then he's gonna have some comeback, like dramatic comeback or something. That would be my guess.
like setting up the
But
next film because he like all the social media and all that.
correct. But I don't think I'm not looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be stupid. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said, that's why I gave it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. I just think that it wasn't all
I
there, and it
believe I
didn't.
gave it a C minus. Like, so
Yeah,
I'm in the same range. The problem is like half of the film is like focuses on half of the character. Like, so the film is like it won't it the structure is there, but half the film you're just standing around doing nothing, and other characters
correct,
aren't doing anything. It's like you like half the characters could have been taken out of the film and nothing would have changed. And so,
correct.
but the I don't know, maybe I don't know if it would have been less suspenseful if you didn't have all these other characters and you were only like had like four or three of them. What's her name as the police officer? I forget because she was odd. She
Um,
was odd in the film. I normally like her, but she didn't make any sense to have. Um, she plays Meg in Family Guy, and she was also
oh,
in Ted.
shoot, it's Mila Kunis.
Yes.
She came at like the worst, most inconvenient times, like a zillion
Oh
times.
yeah, like she was a terrible detective. She was a terrible
Yeah,
police officer.
she was not good. Yeah, she wasn't. So no.
But yeah, is that the only thing you have the review?
Yeah, I only wanted to do that one because I know that we were gonna talk a lot about
Yeah.
the films, and I knew that was a good one. I will just throw out one thing. I was gonna review. I'll just throw in like a quick like 5 minute synopsis.
Mm,
I have been watching the Percy Jackson season 2 show on
mm.
Disney Plus. I do like it much better than I liked the first season. Um, there has been some. If you go look at the Reddit for Percy Jackson TV, which is kind of like, there's Camp Half Blood, which is one of the Reddit, and then there's the Percy Jackson TV one. There has been some. Um, the season has been better, but they found a way to kind of diss some of the original source material with like the characters,
Mm.
not the looks. I'm not talking about the characters'
Yeah, but
looks. I want to make that very
you're talking about
clear.
their personality.
Yes, I hate it
They made it
because the
very Gen
rest of the
Z.
show, no. Um, I'll give an example. So Percy Jackson is like the most he is like the most honorable, like trustworthy. like he's the guy that fights and advocates for everybody. Like
Mhm.
that is Percy Jackson. In one of the episodes, he's like, "Let's just go sacrifice people."
Yeah.
What? That's not that's not Percy Jackson. That he
It's
has
kind of
never
funny.
done that. That he's never done that in any of the books. That's
Yeah.
just not
I
him.
never read
That's
them,
also
but it doesn't sound
that's
like
also
it.
not no, and that's not Walker Scobell's, excuse me, personality either. It's so bad.
The
And,
real
and it's
questions,
weird
is it
because
better than the movies? The two
yes, it
yeah.
is better. It is better than the movies, but it's sad because the rest of it's pretty good.
Mhm.
Um, I would say it's
Does
probably like a
it
seven. It's a
does
7.5 or 8 out of 10.
doesn't the
And
show
if they would
follow what the movie
actually,
does?
no, it's a little different.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a little bit better, but but like Rick, Rick Riordan is like the actual is helping them actually write it. He's like, oh, it'll be faithful to the books,
Yeah. That's what they said about Harry
bro.
Potter, but
Yeah, I just don't get it. And I get like some things are not possible to do maybe without like budgetary constraints. Fine, whatever.
mm.
I get it, fine. But like
Last of Us, they
w-
said the same thing about Last of Us would be very faithful.
no, I just like that to me is like I don't care like what ethnicity uh a character is. I don't care about the hair color. I don't care.
But
Like
I don't care about it, but I have a problem with it when a show or a movie makes it a very vocal point. It's like if you it's like we need to say this, and if you don't like it, fuck you type of deal. It's like what? They're doing
I
that with
find it more
Will.
offensive.
It's
I
like,
find it more offensive when they change a person's
oh well,
personality.
that too. It's like,
When it's like that's not even, I don't care if you're white or black or blonde hair or
well, it's
blue
like, well, they
eyes or
changed
this.
one thing. It's like, well, it's
Ah,
here's a good example. Leo and
so
Stitch
sad.
with the what's the quote about not leaving your family? I forget. Ohana or
Oh, yeah.
um
Ohana means family.
yeah. But in the new remake, it means something completely different. It's like, but you just took away the whole kind of the whole heartfelt point of the original, and you just kind of just wanted to make it sound different, and so
Yeah.
it just makes it worse and all that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. I really don't. It was so bad. And I'm so sad because it's like, I think the cast is good. I think they can act. I really
mhm.
do think the kids can act. The writing
Not a
is
lot of them can,
atrocious.
but yeah, there's kids out there
Oh,
that can act.
yeah, the kids in this show can act. The writing is atrocious. Like they read the lines and I'm like, okay, who wrote that for you? Like did ChatGPT write your lines? It's like, and then they have really good chemistry and they have a really good line and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like it's like, and then it's like, I totally missed you. Thank you for going so far away. I'm like, who wrote that line? Like, come on now.
That could be
It's
a
just so
bad
weird.
directing. That could be
No,
no.
I promise the kids know how to act and they have good chemistry.
Oh
Like
no,
in
it's
real
I'm
life,
not saying about
they
that. I'm
actually
not saying the acting, but the directing. It could be directing because you've seen
eh,
plenty of films where great actors have just terrible directors, and like Mark Wahlberg, he is a good actor, but then
I think so too.
but then you get movies like The Happening where he's like, what? No, it's like, okay, either someone's telling you to direct like that, or you just gave up now. You're like you
Yeah.
know what film
Or
you're
you're
in.
just collecting a paycheck. You're
Yeah.
like, I am showing up for work and collecting a paycheck.
Yeah.
No. Um,
What's the Amazon Prime movies with him like as an agent with his family?
oh, family trip or something.
Family Trip. It's not Amazon, that's
Or
Apple. Yeah.
yeah, family plan or family
Yeah.
trip or something.
Yeah. Didn't they
Yeah.
just drop a sequel to that? I don't know why.
Yeah, I think they did. And oh my goodness, that was crazy. Like
Uh,
the whole thing was insane.
mm.
So, no, I have to see. I wish I had, I had like a little, a thing about it. And I was looking and I was like, and I feel so bad because, like I said, like some of the things people say are mean. And I'm like, it is not the kids. Stop blaming these poor kid actors. It is
Yeah.
not them.
It's like when
Like,
people got mad at what's her name that got cast as Astrid in How to Train Your Dragon. I like her. I
oh,
think she's a great actor. It's not her fault that
she
she's mixed.
is.
It's more of the casting director just like kind of putting that
Correct.
on her. And it's like, blame that person, not her. And
Yeah.
and next, not it's also her character was just also written terribly in the new film too. And so
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, nope, that's all I have. So those are the two. Watch Percy Jackson, watch the Knives Out movie if you haven't. Um,
don't watch How to
I
Train Your
would,
Dragon.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess don't,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I'm sure. Do you want me to do my favorite movies of the year first, or do you want me to do like one and one, two and two, three and three, three and three, two and two, one and
Do
one?
do
How would you
three
like me to do it?
best first, and next you can do your three worst.
Okay, so three best. Uh, it was difficult to come up with an order for these, honestly.
Just which one
So
that
we
you would
could
rather
debate.
watch the most. That's how I go about it.
Honestly,
So
honestly,
go from like three, two, one.
you're gonna judge me. F1. I loved that movie.
Are you telling me
I
your
thought it
first
was,
or your number one now, I guess?
yeah,
Okay,
I
well,
liked that.
go do three, two, one. That's what I was like thinking.
I thought you said the one that I wanted to watch the most. But
Well,
here's the
yeah,
thing.
but yeah.
I could argue that my top three, well, at least my top two, I could probably put, I could flip flop,
Okay.
to be quite,
So
to be quite
okay, but
honest.
since you says F1, F1's your number one. Next, you can go from two from three, but when you do your three for, then go the
I
opposite.
gotcha. I gotcha. I'm so sorry, everybody.
You spoiled it.
I, I
Because like the hype
ruined
is
it.
like, okay, what's his number one? What's his number one? Oh, that's his number one. Okay, well, I don't want to know your
No.
number two and number three.
Well, but here's the thing. They could have been. Um, so I, in my two and three, everybody thinks they're going to be crazy, but I talked extensively with a bunch of friends that I saw like 30 or 35 movies with. Like we saw a ton of movies. I said F1, I said Fantastic Four, First Steps, and then the last one I put was Sinners. And the reason that I said those is I based them on a few categories.
Hmm.
One, I put watchability. Would I be willing to watch it again? Two, I put either originality or did it feel different? And then the third one was, um, did it hype me up for like an expansion into like a new universe, or did
Hmm.
it kind of like feed into something that I thought was going to be good? So, like for instance, everybody goes, well, you know, Fantastic Four. I've seen crazy, like some people said two, some people said 10. I was like, that's crazy. I gave it like an 8.5. Um, but F1 for me really took home the cake. I thought that was arguably one of the best movies I think I've ever seen Brad Pitt in, ever. Um, I thought that it opened up a whole new Americans really don't care about F1 racing. They really don't.
Well, now
If
they're
you
doing it
go
here, and so now they're bringing it here,
correct,
which
yeah, like it's becoming more popular.
which the
And
big part about that film though is that a lot of the things now these days is like big CGI, AI, and all that. You
mhm,
know, this is like, but most of this film is just actual, like actual stunts and actual people. So it's with modern day technology, but old school storytelling.
correct. And it's great.
Yeah,
And I just thought Brad Pitt did a great job. I really liked his acting.
I
I
wanted
know
to
that
love it,
Brad Pitt,
but I liked it. I want.
yeah. I also went and saw it in Dolby Digital. Um, this movie in Dolby with like that sound of F1 cars is sick. Oh, the experience was epic. Um, so that's why I ranked it number one.
Hmm.
In terms of Fantastic Four, I really think that Marvel needed a huge win. Thunderbolts did not do a great job. I know
It
that
it
Fantastic Four
technically was
didn't
still
do
a
as
win
well.
because it's still a good film. So there's a difference.
Yes.
So a lot of people that
Yes.
like Thunderbolts still then they're like, okay, let's go see the next Marvel movie. Unlike Captain America,
Yes.
it's like, oh, well, I don't want to go see
That movie
Thunderbolts because
was,
this movie sucks. Like, and
yeah.
so if Captain America was
Yeah.
good, then I think Thunderbolts would have done better.
Yes, I agree. Um, yes. But no, I thought the Fantastic Four film is going to do a great job to lead into like Doomsday. Um, I really think it set it up well, and I really liked all the actors. I think that there was a lot of hesitation to like Joseph Quinn, um,
Oh, as
like being
Johnny Storm.
I thought he did a really good job. I
I
really
thought he was
do.
good, and they still have that kind of that his like sexist character in there. It's just not as extreme as Chris Evans was,
Correct.
which I think
Correct.
got offensive at times. So there's
It
sexist,
was very moderate.
there's like
It
modern
was very well
sexist,
done.
like well no not modern. There's like realistic sexist, and there's comic like being comically sexist, and that can lean
Yes.
into being very offensive to people, and that's what Chris Evans was. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So yeah, and then thirdly, uh Sinners.
Mm,
I just think that movie just encaptured an audience that I just think people didn't anticipate or expect. And so the fact that it did so well, the
hmm
fact that it made audiences go back in, and when I went and saw it, it was like 2 nights before it was leaving. It was I had originally seen it in like a normal movie theater. I had gone back in to see it in IMAX.
mm,
The entire theater was filled like a day or two before they were taking it out of IMAX. I don't know very many films, even prior to COVID, where a film was leaving IMAX a day or two, like before a new film was about to kick off, where an entire theater was filled.
hmm
And I wasn't in like a huge city. I was in like the outskirts of like it was Atlanta metropolitan area, but it was like 45 minutes away from Atlanta, north of Atlanta. So I was really impressed. I thought that it did an excellent job. Um, I do think that the ending could have been a little bit better, but it was
the
really good.
ending, like the second half of the film when the vampire stuff came in is where I started to like it less because I was actually getting into the historical part about the jazz and all that. And people called me a
I
racist.
thought
Like
so
I was
too.
enjoying the actual historical part. It's until it became a vampire movie. It was like I was
Yeah.
like, it's like I guess I'm racist to vampires. I don't know. Uh,
I liked it too. I thought the jazz was so good, and like I wanted to know more about his gift and why his gift was so
Yeah,
important. Like
they
they
never
should have
really
developed that
dived in.
more. Yeah,
That's what I believe I said that in my actual review. It's like he has this gift, but yet they don't ever actually explain why he has this gift, and it's like, what is it? Like what
yeah,
manifests? And so
yeah. It
I,
was
I
just was
I think it looks good. I think it had an interesting setup. The problem is that it's wanted to be a vampire movie, but it decided to be a vampire movie halfway through, and it
yeah,
decided and the tone just
and then
swapped.
it just
And
yeah, it
so
fell apart.
it was what was
Um,
people compare it to what's it called? Why am I blanking the name of the film? It's pretty much the same. That's what people compare. I don't know. It's another vampire movie, but someone let me know in the comment section below,
oh
as
well,
usual.
so those are my top three.
Mhm.
So now I'll go from the bottom. So my third worst movie. Um, so um, I went back and watched it because you had encouraged me to. I couldn't even make it through it. I hated it so bad. Five Nights at Freddy's 2
Wait,
sucked.
you went and watched it?
I tried to. I tried.
What do you mean I
I
convinced you to
tried.
watch it?
I tried.
I said it
Everybody,
sucked.
I tried. Okay, so
You know
here's the
what's funny
thing.
about that film? It's already on streaming.
Austin goes, if I have to watch a terrible movie, you should have to watch it too. So I went and tried to watch it because I
I
just
hate
like saw all
I
like the horrible scenes on YouTube of like the screen clips of how bad it was. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go try and watch it. I think I made it 20 minutes in and I was like,
yeah.
this is so stupid
Yeah.
that this is like the dumbest thing I've
It
ever
doesn't make
watched.
any sense.
But the
Like
fact that I could only make it 20 minutes in, I was like, how is this not the worst movie I've seen this year? And it still wasn't the worst movie I had seen this year. That's how bad the next two are.
well,
Um,
I think I hate it more because I like Five Nights at Freddy's, and the thing is,
no.
you're gonna hate me for this. I saw the film three times. I saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2 three
Oh,
times because I saw it once,
oh,
and next I saw it again
oh,
two. I saw it two more times for a spoiler review, which you guys can find up on the channel, which is like an hour, almost an hour and a half long.
oh.
Because I wanted to really get into depth in that whole entire movie and just like explain why I don't like it. The
Yeah.
opening could have worked, like was kind of like probably the best part, but again, it was so stupid because of the best part. Actually, I'll say this: the best part about the whole entire movie is the marionette, like the puppet. Like that was
Is
like the
that really the best? Is
like
that really the best
this
night?
well because it's the thing is you only watch 20 minutes of it because it's the actually because the way it moves and it's actually creepy and next when McKenna Grace gets possessed by it and all that like it's it's pretty cool work
I mean,
but
I even
the
like
way that the girl gets possessed is so stupid where the thing comes out and it's holding her. I'm like, why would any kid like this thing? This thing is creepy as it's like, and all the parents are
uh,
jerks for no reason.
and you want to know the sad part about it? Is I watched it on a place. I won't reveal where I watched it.
I think it's on
Um,
Peacock now. It's only been 2 weeks since it's out.
oh, I thought I didn't know. I asked my dad if he had it, and I figured it wasn't out yet. Okay, now I don't feel bad anymore. Okay,
Here's the thing is,
everybody.
at least you didn't give money to it. That's all that matters.
Uh, no, I wasn't going to go see that. Oh gosh, I'm not going to see it in theaters. Okay. The second one, which you made me watch, which also was horrible, and I don't understand why I watched it, was Electric State. That movie
Did I make you watch
sucked.
that?
We talked about it.
Oh,
You
did
were
we?
like, we're gonna talk about this movie
Yeah.
because it's so amazing. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, 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 the
Not
fact that
the
it's Millie
movies.
Bobby Brown and Netflix. Oh gosh.
Gosh, and it's the
Oh,
whole freaking product references in that movie got on my nerves. I got this
oh,
gun at Walmart. It's like, okay,
I'm
why?
sorry.
Why are you telling me
I'm
that?
sorry. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Millie Bobby Brown, she is like enslaved to Netflix for like the next like 20 years. She has to. Otherwise, I don't know.
The only thing that she has made movies outside of Netflix was the Godzilla movies. Those are the only things that she made movies outside of.
She has to have signed an insane deal with
Well,
Netflix
that's
because
the same thing with Adam
I
Sandler.
don't I don't know who looked at that movie script and went, "Wow, I really want to do that
You look
movie."
at any of the projects she's in, just like who hired her? It's just like
She she looks like, did you see all the memes that say she looks like Fancy Squidward in the new it's so sad because she has like lip filler and a bunch of plastic surgery. It's very sad.
see, yeah, gosh,
But yes,
I don't know why she's doing that.
that movie, I don't even know. I'd have to go back and watch it like four more times because I still was like, what is going on in this movie? It is so
Yeah.
bad. Like it is so
The only
trash.
reason why I
Um,
remember that movie is because I edited my commentary so many times because YouTube blocked it. And so I remember the movie so much. And by the way, that commentary is never going up because YouTube's a dick about it. But
no, you know, YouTube's like, you cannot say mean things about the electric
yes,
state.
so
And then they took it off.
you're gonna make you edit it as many times to get this thing up. Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Okay, and then my least favorite
Well,
movie of the year.
well,
You already
before you get into that, there was one more thing about it's so weird about that movie that they even go to
Poseidon
the
sucks.
oh
I'm
yeah,
just
but they
kidding.
go the even the far as far to make Chris Pratt kind of almost gay in a way to a robot.
Okay, I thought it was the hair, but I'm glad that you said something.
Like he was emotionally attached to this robot, and I think they actually hinted at doing things too. I forget the line, but there's a specific line in that movie where I like, did they do it?
Uh, I must have blocked this out because I was so traumatized by you being like, yeah, you should watch The Electric State so we could talk about it. I
Uh,
will never watch that movie again. So that movie was worse than 355. And that's impressive because that movie sucked too.
yeah. And that movie had a
That was a bad
great
one.
cast of actors. See, I'm not sexist.
Oh gosh. And drum roll,
Is
the
it
worst movie of 2025 was
did we watch it together?
no, we
Oh,
didn't. Snow White.
oh.
I, was there a
Oh.
movie worse than that movie?
I
Genuinely.
think I gave Shelby Oaks the same grade on that. Like as
Okay, there is nothing worse. There's bad movies, and then there's bad movies with singing.
yeah.
That is even worse. That is like, ah, not that Rachel Zegler's bad at singing. I will say she's actually good at singing,
Yeah, she's the best
but
part about the movie, which most people
yes,
hated about her before
but
it came out.
it's the whole like when a movie's doing terrible and you're like, what is going on? Why is this plot so bad? And then they're all like, ah, and start singing. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna rip my
Now you're
eardrums out.
dragging it out even longer.
Yeah, now it's even
The movie would have
it's
been 30
like,
minutes long.
yeah, no, now it's even worse. And then I had a an honorable mention
Oh,
of just a movie that I just hated that I just wanted to like blow up was oh shoot, where did it go? Where did it go? Actually, sorry. I had two honorable mentions where I was like, these movies just suck. The Woman in Cabin 10 was garbage. Um, I went back and rewatched it after we talked about it. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. I thought it was much better than I thought it was. And I gave it like really high marks. I went back and rewatched it. It's really bad. I don't get why I liked it. I really don't.
you were
Um,
probably sick that day. You're like,
yeah, I don't know what I was. I apologize to everybody. I don't know what I was
what
thinking.
month
And
was
then,
that?
oh gosh, I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look. And then, the other one was, oh yes, yes, this movie horrible. Um, yes, Flight Risk
Oh,
with Mark Wahlberg, the Mel Gibson
the
film.
movie is
That
terrible.
film. I was like,
There was glimpses of like things actually in that movie that could have worked. Like
oh.
ideally it could have worked, but I don't know what happened with that movie.
So
It went on
fun
for
stuff.
way too long. The way that movie ended was like, what the I was like, what? The oh my,
Uh,
like it, oh.
Fun fact. Do you know a movie's bad when I fall asleep in it? I don't fall asleep in very many movies.
I'm trying.
I
I
tried to
think I
see
did
this
that
movie
at once.
twice.
Oh, I did that with
And
Minecraft. I fell asleep for 10 minutes during Minecraft.
oh, Minecraft, I fell asleep. I actually was in one of the Minecraft theaters when they went and did the robot chicken,
Yeah.
whatever, and threw popcorn everywhere. I felt really bad for the people that had to clean it. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks.
what was that called? Chicken
Ch
something?
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you go. Yep. Um, but
good.
yeah, yep. So those were my
Would Shelby
films
Oaks be in your top 10 or not really?
of worst films.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I don't remember. Well, I you probably seen films, but I don't remember you saying a lot of bad things about a lot of films. But so some of those were kind of
No. Well, I remember going and watching them, but when we went and talked about it and did Carson review segments, I preferred to talk about the films I actually liked.
see. But
I
where's
don't
the
like
fun in
talking about.
that?
Nobody
See,
wants to hear about what you
I'm
hated.
gonna have to start. I'm gonna starting in next year. Whatever movies that you see in that month, you gotta talk about it.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna wait and see it. Did it get high reviews? No, I will not see it. Just kidding. No, knowing people, they'll be like, oh, it's a 98% Rotten Tomatoes score. And then I'm going to go watch it and it'll suck. So, but yes, those are my ones.
No, okay.
So,
Yeah. Well, one of the movies that he did not see this month was Avatar. So we've been kind of doing like this, like what's like the big question of the month. I guess you could consider this one as a big question of the month. But really, the reason why I have this in here because when Avatar: Fire and Ash came out last weekend, there was this
oh gosh,
and it's the this narrative is still actually going on even after this weekend. Um, there's this narrative saying like, oh, Avatar's breaking records. It's doing really well. It's like, I forget one of the headlines, but it's like
go
it
Avatar.
yeah, it was like it said Avatar opened to $345 million. dollars. So I'm like, did it really? And as I started reading into it, it's like it Avatar Fire and Ash opened to 88 million dollars domestically. I'm like, oh, so you meant worldwide? Oh, okay. Because usually when people talk about movies openings, movies box office, they talk about domestically because it's the most accurate, representation
Yeah,
of how well the film is doing. But they're purposely hiding how well it's doing in the little fine prints and just saying it like, oh, it did this worldwide because it's actually doing worse. I mean, it's now what at like I think $760 million worldwide. So I've said this multiple times. It's going to make $1 billion no matter what.
yeah,
I don't think it's going to make $2 billion. But to have this weird narrative to try to help it have it be positive in a way is so weird. $88 million opening NX whatever it is now, which I think it had like a 30% drop off since last weekend. I think it had a $64 million domestic second weekend, so comparable that it is better, I guess. Like that's like good. Um, but when you compare it to the last one, it had a similar second weekend of but probably a bigger drop off. Um, it's still not good. It's just like
yeah.
I don't know. I find this narrative to be very weird and I'm trying to really gather my thoughts on it. So, and I made a video about it. And a lot of people said thank you for making this video, but then there's a lot of people, blue people, getting
Blue
upset
people.
getting upset that I'm saying this. It's like, oh, you're just a hater. Oh, you guys always do this. Like, I like the last Avatar movie. I actually enjoyed that last one. It still has issues, but I really like the last one. And so to throw me in this category, it's like, oh, you're just a hater. And it's like, but I enjoyed the last one. So I was actually kind of looking forward to the new one. Um, but and what they're also saying is Avatar films are not known to have big openings. I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean?
What?
It's like there's only been two Avatar films, and the last one opened to $134 million worldwide. What do you, if there was five Avatar films and the past four may open to $77 million worldwide domestically, uh, then yeah, I could understand that. But the second one opened at 134 domestically. So to say that they never opened big doesn't make any sense when the last one did open big. And people will, and this was someone's rebuttal. They go like, well, that's because they waited 20 years. People waited 20 years to see the second one. Okay, what happened to those people? Where did they go? Oh, wait, they didn't
Yikes.
rush out to see it. That's what happened because, not everyone's really into Avatar films. NX even the person contradict themselves in the comments as well, which is, when you're right when they have to contradict themselves. They even, what's funny about
Yeah,
that, saying I'm right. They go like, you're just saying this because you want to prove you're trying to prove yourself to be right. It's like I am right. I'm always right.
yeah,
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. I find it to be so strange. It's like because every other film that came out this year, they always talked about the domestic box office. They didn't really talk about worldwide. And like Superman opened to $125 million. Superman, and it's also a holiday weekend as well. So Superman did
yeah.
way better than a film that cost $400 million. And
Not shocking.
that's also why I don't consider the Avatar Fire and Ash doing well because it costs $400 million. It's going to have to
Well, and because people knew what they were getting. They had already seen the other two.
well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just Avatar is going to have to make plus billions a billion plus to break even. And so it's just I don't know. Now since you've me mentioning that, what's your kind of thoughts on that?
Look, this is what I always look at.
Did you do
Mr.
research?
James,
Because I guess I wasn't being very clear. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
I did. I went and looked. So I went and looked historically about how they do. Um, Obviously, James Cameron films do historically very well. You go look at any of the films he ever does, he's very selective about how many films he makes, what films he makes, and they all historically usually do, a lot of them do $1 billion plus. Now, this argument or trope to say that they're doing well, a few things. One, when you take into the fact that the dollar back then and comparing it to now, we have to account for inflation. Ticket prices are more expensive now.
Since you're bringing that up, the
Yeah.
first Avatar film made $77 million opening weekend. This one
Mhm.
only made $11 million more.
That's what I mean.
If
And
everyone
ticket
was
prices are way
so
more
if everyone
expensive.
was so into these Avatar films that these people say that they are, then wouldn't it make a lot more because of inflation?
It should, um, especially with how expensive ticket prices are.
Well, yeah.
Now, here's the question I do have though. Format, you'd have to ask about format. You'd have to ask about how many people are like us, where they have like the you pay $30 a month and you go see a movie. I don't know how it works on how they get paid when it's like a membership pricing versus if you were to pay to see a singular movie. I don't know. You would have to go break down and kind of cost out and calculate that. But yes, you would anticipate from, I think the first one came out in 2008 or 2009 or whatever, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
You would anticipate from now to then, I would have expected this one to do at least 150,
Well,
160 million
well,
dollars.
the second one did. The second one opened 134, but it
That's what I
dropped.
mean. I That's what I'm saying. I would have expected this one to open at 160.
Hmm.
I expect it to increase. But I think there's a few things. Time, time makes the heart, what is it? Time makes the heart want or whatever.
One and more.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we had waited what, 10 plus years for the last one.
Yeah.
So people were excited about the second one. Now the
Yeah,
third
even
one
though
came
the
out
first
what?
one's not that great, but it's like, okay, you know what? They're spectacular. And also the marketing push of the CGI water and all that's like, okay, cool. I'm
Correct.
curious to see what that looks like on the big screen. But this time
Okay,
around,
people go see the second one,
yeah, but there's
and then
none of
they're like,
that this time
yes,
around.
there's no push. People are like, we already saw the second one. The kind of like the it's faded.
Well, you can
We
see
don't
the
really
man
care as
behind the
much.
curtain.
Sure.
And like it's
Well,
they're visually pleasing, but and that's why people went and saw the last two because of the CGI and like and because like the biggest point marketing push of these films is how massively money spending that they are doing for the CGI. But this time
yeah.
around, it's like, all right, now we're telling the story of Jake Sully again. It's like, but I don't really like Jake Sully. Like
I'm
it's like
surprised they should just
eh,
kill him
yeah.
and
Well, I
then move
guarantee
on to this.
none of these fans and none of these people could tell me any of the characters' names in these films. Besides maybe besides Jake Sully and Spider, which is such a stupid name, but because they're so generic names that you can remember them. I can't remember Jake's wife's name. I can't remember her name. Niteria or whatever. I don't. She's such a
It's the wife. It's the
the
blue
wife,
wife lady.
the blue life lady. And it's also insulting that the fire people in this movie don't get any screen time. And so,
Oh, they don't. Isn't that
no,
the whole name of the movie?
I know, and I mentioned that in my review. They just don't get any focus. They're just there. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, kind
Oh,
of.
well, okay.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
no.
So
So yeah. So I did some research, and I just thought I wasn't impressed. I think the what made the second film so popular was the fact that it was so far after the first film. People were like, "Oh,
that they
dang,
forgot how bad it was.
no, no." I think people missed the first one. They were like, "Oh my goodness, 10 years ago, this was like this was the film.
Hmm.
This was 10 years like." Everybody was talking about this film. Now they went and saw it. They were like, "Oh, okay." Like it kind of the novelty of the film wore off,
Well,
and
the
the
story's always
story
the
was
same.
kind of eh.
It's repeat.
Yeah, this
It's rinse and repeat. It's like. humans bad. They destroy planet. They destroyed Mother Nature. It's like, so you need three films to tell me that? I know that. I'm
Yeah.
living it.
Yeah.
Like, like, and so
They took down the tree. Now it's the
now
yeah.
it's the water. Now the fire is taking down the tree. What?
And then it was the whales or the whale things. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Um,
no. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I
but
think that it should
what?
be doing better and it's not.
It's
And
not. But
it's
like, so is there this weird narrative about it being so good when when you look at the facts and the numbers that it's not?
because people can't admit that is a keystone
I
film.
understand fans not admitting because I deal with that all the time. But what about but why are news articles saying that it's doing well when it's not?
He's a James Cameron is a stalwart of Hollywood. Like I think when somebody who is um as popular as James Cameron isn't doing well, like what are you supposed to do? Like I just don't know what to say. Um, like
They're
like
I
what do you,
don't know. Like well like
so
because their whole entire headline is like Avatar opens up to $345 million worldwide. It breaking records. It's doing better than Fire and Ash. And I'm like looking but I'm looking at the numbers. Okay, yeah, it opened to $345 million worldwide, but if you look closely, it's doing less. Not only it made $50 million less than the last one, it's just making less almost less than the first one. And so because if you took
I think
inflation out of it, it would be making less than the first one.
it's got to be the idea that you don't go against people that are like cornerstones of Hollywood. You can't take out or write an article negatively about somebody who makes the entirety of Hollywood look good. That's like writing a negative hit piece about John Williams or Alan Menken or writing a horrible mean article or writing a negative mean article about oh shoot, like I'm trying to think of a Daniel Day Lewis. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like people that you just wouldn't say negative things about. Like you just don't say negative things about some people because they're I would say cornerstones of important Hollywood institutions.
Well,
Um
so was what's his name that did Megalopolis. But
oh
yet
yeah, that was
but they all
Megaflopolis.
yeah, but yet they talk crap about his film.
Well, that's because he everybody knew that was a bad film, right? That's why they couldn't get it funded. And then he went and funded it himself and then it flopped. Like that was just bad.
Yeah. But you tell me
So,
but he's the one that made The Godfather and all this, and you can tell me bad movie, but you can tell me that movie was bad, but you can't tell me that Avatar of Fire and Ash is bad or it's not doing as good.
well, you have to remember Megalopolis, he used his own money. So, them bombing his movie was fine because it was his money. If you were to bomb James Cameron's movie, you're now bombing the studio's money, which negatively impacts everybody, right? Um, I think that there's more at play um in general. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think that there's just a weird I don't know. I think that there's just a weird fan there's even like a fan base in Hollywood of like even like actors and actresses like fawn over specific actors and actresses and they're just really big into following those specific people. And it's almost like you follow those people because those are the people that will those are your meal ticket people. Like when you're in with a famous director or a famous actor or actress, There's a reason why a lot of them end up acting with those same directors or actresses and actors again. It's because they get in like good graces and then continue to get hired onto those jobs. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but
Oh,
that's
that's partially
genuinely
true.
I genuinely believe that to be true. And I think that there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't want to admit to. But it's like, I don't think you badmouth
Yeah.
specific people in Hollywood. I really don't.
It
Like,
also,
I
but
don't think,
I think it's,
yeah,
well, it's not good if they do it, but it's also kind of just, well, I don't know what's worse. If it's worse that the news outlets are not, don't want to say anything mean about Disney, and next they don't want to hurt Disney feelings, like they lose their next invite to the next pre-early screening, they lose their invite to Avengers Doomsday or whatever,
yeah,
or or the people are just not, are the people that go out and watch these films and they're just like lying to themselves. Now, film is all subjective, yes, but at the end of the day, numbers don't lie.
yeah,
So there's a difference between that. You can like the Avatar films, but you at the same time, you still have to admit
you
that,
could admit, yeah. And I think the better thing to say was rather than trash it, you would just say like, you know, um, I think that rather than trying to create this false narrative that it's doing the most amazing of any of the films, I think it would just be okay to say, look, like we have a higher expectation for it. And, we write articles that encourage people to go see it. Two very different. I don't like when people write articles that aren't true. Oh,
no,
this is the highest performing Avatar film ever. What? Or
yeah,
like when they write like facetious articles that just don't make sense. Yeah, I'm on board with you. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
yeah.
So
Well, let us know
I hope
your
they do
guys.
well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't even think James Cameron wants to do these Avatar movies anymore. Have you sound him? Like, have you heard of him recently talking about these?
I I did see a weird interview with was it E News, Entertainment News or
I
something?
think so.
I have to go back and look, and it was not. He
Like
seemed
he
like
said,
he was just like, yeah, like,
it's like if
like
if it does well, we'll make another one. And I might even just hand it off to someone else. I'll write it, but they'll take off. Which I think if they want to keep making Avatar films, I think that's what they need to do because he needs to do something else than Avatar. He shouldn't go out on
yeah.
Avatar. But I think he is doing another Terminator movie. But at the same time, I wouldn't want him to go out
Mm.
on another Terminator movie because the last five were terrible. I mean, they were so good. Invite me, Universal. I want. Gosh, but I don't
I'll
know.
be
It's just,
back in the
I'll be,
theater
I'll
to
be back.
see it.
Like, he's such a talented director, and and he can write well. I mean, at times his writing is not that great. Like, you look at like Aliens. There's some writing flaws in that film, even though it's like perfect from an action movie. Like the little girl running up to um Sigourney Weaver's character, be like, "Mommy," it's like, why are you calling this random adult your mom? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, uh, we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on this. Hate me all you want,
Yes.
but I speak facts. I don't lie. I never lie. I just lied. But anyway,
Oh my
moving on
gosh.
to this. And so, Supergirl.
Mhm.
Superman, Supergirl, Superman. So I enjoyed Superman. So I I think it's a good start to the universe, and to see them continue that with Supergirl, I thought I was like, okay, not I don't think it's gonna do as well as Superman
No,
because I
I
don't
don't think
think
so either.
I don't because I don't think people are really interested in Supergirl as Superman. Um, but also
No,
I
I think
think
it
Peacemaker
$150
season two was
million
a
dollar
letdown.
movie.
Maybe, yeah. And I think Peacemaker season two was also just a bit of a letdown. I think that also kind of ruined people's interest in going seeing the next DC thing. See, I can admit when James Gunn does something wrong. Why can't you Avatar people admit something? No, I'm kidding. But that's also to like the Snyder fans, like, oh, you're just
Oh my
you're
gosh.
just you're just kissing, James Gunn's ass. Like, okay. But but I did like this trailer. And I thought it was I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. I think it shows a different tone of what this movie's going to be and what it's going to be about. Um, it's funny. I went through and I did my trailer reaction on this. I went through and pointed out a few things that p other people were complaining about, and like some people thought of me complaining about that. It's like, did you not hear what I said before I started pointing these things out? It's like these are what people were complaining about the trailer, and now you're just skipping over that and not listening to what I'm saying. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm going to do that again. So don't say that I said this when that's not the case. So, it's funny. It's because some people were complaining about the first like 15 seconds of the trailer of Crypto peeing on on Superman when he was peeing on a newspaper because she's trying to potty train him. That's what she's doing because she's lazy and she doesn't want to take him outside. That's like the whole. That's the. I don't see. I. That's the whole point of like a story arc. I don't get the joke. I don't. I didn't really find it that funny, but I understand what they're doing. And but yet people are trying to take it and blow it out of proportions. And so, and as just like I don't know. This is like people's way of like, see, James Gunn is like tried is shitty on Superman. Um, what else? Oh,
I love
people are making
I
complaints
love
about people are making complaints about the Walkman. They're saying like, oh, this is like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like this is just she's just gonna be copy and paste of Star-Lord, and it's like, did Star-Lord was Star-Lord the only character to have a Walkman ever in any superhero movie or comic book? I don't know. Some of these people's complaints are weird and don't make any sense. Like I understand if you want to say that it kind of looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, like yeah, you look at the bar scene. There's so many bright colors. It looks a little bit like Guardians of the Galaxy. But besides that, I think it's a fine trailer. Like, what's your kind of thoughts?
So here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be a huge draw. I think if anything, it's going to ride the success of Superman, which I thought was a really good film. I thought them introducing her character was really good. The actress who plays her is really good.
Mhm. She's in House of
She's
the
actually
Dragon.
very Yes, she's actually very popular. So I'm actually really glad that they used her
Yeah, I think
because they
this
picked
film
a
already looks better than Superman in some ways, from like from a look and a cinematography standpoint. Because that's
yes, it does.
my biggest problem with Superman is that at times it looked under budget, even though I had a 225 million dollar budget. But this, like, I really like the shot of her, like, of her as Crypto, like with Crypto laying down, like Crypto's like really badly hurt or something like that. I think that's a great shot. Um,
Yeah.
Another great shot, or at least I like this kind of like um moment
Which,
where
by the
she
way, the dog looks better in this one too, in my opinion, as well.
there's moments it looks good, like in the dark, but in like the light, it looks off. Um, but I like this what she says in the trailer where Superman sees the good in people, but she sees the truth in people. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
It shows that she understands Superman, but she's not, she can't, you know, look the other way. And so I think it's a nice little teaser trailer. I think it's way better than the Superman teaser trailer. I think it actually has more views than the Superman teaser trailer.
I think it
Uh,
did too. Which is interesting because I was like, that's interesting that people wanted to click on it. But
Actually,
I
no.
really do think
The teaser trailer has 61 million views, while the actual official trailer has 3 million. So it did better than the official trailer.
it's still really good though.
Oh no, it's still good. So it's just I guess it makes sense if the Superman teaser trailer has the most amount of views because it's like, oh, okay, now this is James Gunn showing off what he's made. But And also, people want to point out James Gunn. James Gunn has no connection to this film besides probably giving off ideas and what he expects to see from the product. But this is not directed by him. This is not written by him. This is a whole entire new crew. And which I like because then it'll give it a different sense of style. Like I already said about the cinematography, I hate the cinematography in the previous Superman movie. I hate it. Like I kind of go back and watch it. I'm like, this the close up on with the wide like the turtle lens that they do on Superman's face, it's ugly. It's disgusting. And so
You really think so?
well, like the one shot a shot of him flying. Next, they do a close-up shot of him, and next it's supposed to be like a wide shot, but his face is like taking up most of the screen because they're using a certain lens. It just doesn't look good. I could show you a picture of the shot later that I'm talking about. It just,
Okay. Yeah, no, I'd be interested to see.
but like, what's your kind of thoughts overall on the trailer?
So here's what I thought. I thought overarchingly, um, I really do think they did an excellent job. I just am interested to see how she all pans out.
Hmm.
Like, is she going to turn into the person that we want her to be? Like, is her character going to resonate with individuals in terms of like more or less the fandom that would ideally watch her? Like,
Hmm.
are DC fans going to want to see her? Because think about it this way. We've just seen how Superman was successful. It got really good reviews. So are people going to go now and see? Think about this with me. Are people now going to go see this film when it's been successful,
I just think
even though
doing
this is
another
probably not the most
super.
popular character?
I think doing another super character was a mistake. I think they should have done a different
Hmm.
character and do
Like who?
Supergirl. I wouldn't want to say Batman because we're gonna get Batman Part 2, and X Batman is also overutilized. They're gonna save Batman because Batman's their best character that their biggest draw, I should say, is that people will go out and watch it. So I don't think you want to use that card just yet. But like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like who they could have done. If they maybe Aquaman. Well, no, I think it should be a different tone. I mean, this one is going to be a different tone. Supergirl, right now, the state of where she's just a little bit more grumpier. She's fed up with the world. She feels lost. So there's a bit of a darker tone, but I just don't think Supergirl was at least the right choice to do for the second film. They could have done that for like a third or fourth film, but I'm not too sure on what DC characters they could have done.
That's what I'm saying. So they're going to expend, if they do this wrong, they're going to expend all the capital they just gained with their fans on a character that probably people don't care about.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Well, this is probably more important than Superman because Superman was going to make money either way. This is like, all right, now it's like, what can you do with these other characters that isn't Superman or Batman? Um, I don't know. I'm, tr I'm trying. I'm really blanking on DC characters right now. Um, Superheroes. Uh, I don't. You could have. They could have done a Green Lantern movie. But we're getting a TV show, so I guess not.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of difficult to see what they're
Yeah,
going to.
DC doesn't have a lot of interesting. Well, they have interesting characters. I just don't think. I think I like a lot more Marvel characters than DC characters, to be honest. Um, which people will find probably generic. Um, trying to think of like a superhero, not like an anti-villain or. I don't know.
So they expended all of that money, right?
Mhm.
and then we don't know, like, it gets kind of difficult because it's like, what do you do now that they have kind of wasted that capital on something? You know what I mean? Like they didn't necessarily pick the right character, I don't think, to move forward with. I think she would have been a good filler character in a year,
Yeah.
but I don't think they
Maybe
did
they
it
should have
right.
done Batman next. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably should have, honestly. That new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson probably would have been the better release.
Well, no, that's not in the same universe though. That's its own thing.
Well, I know, but I'm saying in terms of like DC, it's still a DC character.
Yeah. I would have said either Batman or Green Lantern then. I'm trying to think. Because, like, I mean, they introduced Guy Garner in the last one. They could have done a Guy Garner film. I don't know. But that would have been the kind of like a similar James Gunn tone, though. I don't know. Well, I like the trailer. Well, I'm curious to see what they do with the future of the DC universe. Because what comes after Supergirl? Is it Clayface that comes after Supergirl that they're doing?
I believe so. I believe so, yes, which is an
Which
interesting.
I think will do less than Supergirl. Unless Supergirl is really good, and makes people be like, all right, you know what? I'm on board with DC. Let's go see Clayface.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think, but that would be an interesting one because it's supposed to be like a horror film, isn't it?
I believe so. Isn't it like a thriller horror?
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be rated R. I did they say it's gonna? I feel like I saw something saying it being rated R. They might make it PG-13 horror, which PG-13 horrors do really well. So, I mean, Clayface movie rating. Um, it says horror, but there's no rating on it yet. I'm gonna assume it's PG-13.
Yeah,
Until
I believe so.
otherwise. But if it's gonna be like, a Quiet Place type of level, then all right, that'll be cool. But yeah,
That
any
would be
other?
pretty. That would be pretty sweet
Yeah,
in terms of like a horror movie. We definitely need one of those, I
yeah.
think. So,
Uh,
um,
any other thoughts on it?
no, I'm interested to just see how the reception is. I'm curious to see how much money it makes and how it's rated.
Do you think
Those are going to be the
do
two.
you think there'll be a loss of men going out and watching this movie?
No, I think if anything, it's not going to be men versus women. It's just going to be, when does it come out? How do they release it? And then how do they market it?
Oh, do you think that men could be turned off by a character like this that is kind of like almost snubbing Superman away, like kind of just like not all.
No,
No, okay.
no. I think people would either go see it because they
Because I
want
saw
to
some
see.
talks like that, so that's why I had to ask.
No, I think the bigger problem is that people are. Uh, I'll say it from my opinion. I'm
Mm.
superhero fatigued. I'm gonna go see a movie as long as I know it's good. If it's mid, I won't go see it. I
See,
just am
I don't
tired of
like
seeing
that word.
superhero.
It's so you're not fewer, so you're not superhero fatigued. You're bad movie fatigued.
Uh, no, because if I won't go see even like a 6 out of a 10 or 7 out of a 10
So yeah,
superhero movie.
it's a bad so it's a bad movie
But
fatigue.
that's not even a bad movie.
I
There were
consider
a
six
lot
out.
of
I consider 6 out of 10s. Like they're top. Like they're just slightly kind of like good enough to watch, but they're still bad. That's what I consider them.
okay. I I consider bad movies the ones that are like just unwatchable. Like they're so bad that I just would never watch them ever again.
Well, I would to get views, but besides that point, um,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I would never watch a lot of bad movies with if it. Some of these movies I've watched, I would never watch again if I wasn't doing this.
That's
But yeah.
totally fair.
Uh, I just know your guys' thoughts on it. I already gave pretty much all my thoughts in my original reaction video, which I'll leave a link if you guys want that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to this, I don't know if this will be the title of the video because they've been taking over the title for the past couple months, but so it's finally
Netflix.
official. Netflix is buying Warner Bros. And here's the thing. A lot of different situations went through with this whole entire deal. So we have a whole entire section basically talking about one, two, three different topics into which is one big topic. So that's kind of how I have it laid out. So I have this one open. I have the first link open, and it talks about the offer that Netflix gave. So Netflix gave approximately $82.7 billion, equivalent to the value of the $72 billion that was, which is, that's the Disney and Fox buyout, I think.
Yes, I believe so.
So,
So I had watched an interesting interview with one of the members of the board, and they were talking about somebody asked the question like, was it a difficult choice to go with Netflix over Peace Sky? And he goes, no, it wasn't. Um, Netflix offered the liquidity, so the cash. They offered like the security, so like the back out. So if Netflix
mhm.
tried to back out, they
Yeah,
offered like the security of, I think it was like $5 billion or whatever.
yeah.
They offered like the operational security. So
Which, by
like
the way, that
all
$5 billion
the
dollars is even if the court denies it. So they even still
yeah,
have to pay Warner Bros. And so,
correct. Um, they also offered in the instance that they also verified some of the concerns that Warner Bros. Had, like operational concerns, like how they were going to tackle and approach them and help them like maintain goals and everything. So, like, more or less, the board members said that Netflix had everything that they wanted and more, and their offer was just seriously so much better than Peace
then
Guys, even though Peace Guys was more.
peace, guys.
So
You mean
that's what
Paramount?
that's what he
Oh,
Paramount
peace.
Sky.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
I was like,
that he calls them P Sky in the video,
because
because
it's a sad.
PSKY is their stock ticker, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And so that's basically what he called them in the video, was like it wasn't even, he goes, it wasn't even a competition um in any
Well,
capacity.
like I think
And I
he
was like,
kind of,
wow.
yeah, like so this part of the article basically sums up what you just said. Complementary strengths and its assets, more choice and greater value for customers, a stronger entertainment industry, more opportunities for creative community, and more value for shareholders. So when I first saw this, when I first heard about it, I was pissed, to be honest. I was like, fuck. Because I was thinking of it from a not really a business side. It's probably it's probably a big money decision. It's like, yeah, of course they'll make a lot of money from it. But I was thinking more of like, well, there goes the theaters chains. There goes the physical medias. Um,
Yeah.
but the more I got to think about and just kind of just for the past month, like digest what this whole entire situation was. Because at first when what's his name? Ted Serrano, is that the CEO? Is that how you say his name? Ted.
Yes, I can never say his name correctly, but I know who you're talking about. Yes.
When he first came out saying like, "Oh, we're consumer friendly, and so we're gonna keep Warner Bros. In like theaters." I'm like, "You're not consumer friendly. You're gonna raise the prices on Netflix." And I was like calling out his BS. It's like you're not. It's like we were saying last episode, like they're gonna keep Netflix, they're gonna keep Warner Bros. Separate, and next they're gonna slowly eat them up and put them in their library, and it's gonna go away. But from everything that's come out, that they're very dedicated to keeping Warner Bros. On its own. They don't want
Yeah.
the television stuff, and which a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people want Netflix to get it more because Paramount, there's this whole entire situation with Paramount, and we'll get into it. Um, but uh, so like I already lost my train of thought. Where I was going with that. Take over. I'm thinking. I don't know why. Um,
Well, So the entirety of the thing that I think is very fascinating and that I think is very telling is that this entire time, like the news has drawn this up to be, oh, there's two competing bids,
Yeah.
and Warner
But
Bros.
really in the
Really has
background,
to
Paramount
decide
had no
between them two.
chance.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's very agitating is that it was very clear to their shareholders what was the better value for them and what
Hmm.
obviously made more sense. Now, as to whether or not it's good for like the rest of the consumers, for like people who are direct competitors to Netflix, that remains to be seen.
Hmm.
We've talked about that. We don't necessarily believe that, but you know,
I do think
uh,
now kind of like thinking about it, I do think Netflix is the better choice over Paramount. Not because the political reasons that's been going on with Paramount, which people are saying like, "Oh, Cyber Era uh, that's how I don't. What's the country? Siberia.
Siberia.
Yes, I don't know why I struggle with saying that. They're because
Oh,
they're
you're good.
huge. They're because they're huge investors for Paramount, and they're friends with the CEO's dad or whatever. Next, the dad's friends with Trump and all that, and so that's the reason why people want Netflix to get it. And I'm like, the Siberia is huge investors in just in general with Hollywood. Like Disney has investors with them. I guarantee Netflix has investors with them. It's just like I don't know, people anything with Trump related and whatever Trump says that he wants to do, they want to turn their head and be like, no, no, none of that support. Now, it doesn't mean I want the government involved with my media. Fuck no. But I think people's priorities are over the place when it comes to this. What I'm thinking, what makes Netflix a better choice is that we don't know what Skydance, which just bought Paramount, we don't know what they are going to do with Paramount. We don't know how they're going to handle their products. We haven't seen a new movie from them yet. Everything that's came out with Paramount this year was the old Paramount. And so the first new
Right.
Paramount movie that's actually under Skydance is the Street Fighter movie. That's the first movie that Skydance actually fully had production all over. And so until we see what they are capable to do, is that then we'll understand like, okay, maybe Netflix wasn't the right choice. But if also Netflix honors what they say with what they want to do with Warner Bros., keeping it separate, keeping theatrical releases, and keeping them on their own, does that mean also physical media stays with them? That because Warner Bros. Is going back in their old catalog, releasing them on physical media, updating them in 4K and all that. Does that mean they get to keep doing that? Which I don't know why Netflix would want to stop that because that's more money for you. So, um, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm
Correct.
thinking about it.
Well, and I'd be curious to see if they even consider doing they even consider that. Who knows, honestly, at this point. Um, that's what I'm intrigued by is are they even going to consider like maintaining the status quo, or is Netflix going to take their style of that and just continue doing whatever they want? Um,
Yeah.
it remains to be seen,
Yeah.
honestly.
And next, so in this other side with Paramount, Paramount also tried to do a takeover bid, and which was very interesting. I don't know. So if you don't know what that means, so they're going straight to the shareholders. They're just completely ignoring, um, was it the board or the like David Zaslav and all that. They're just going straight for the shareholders, and so they offered them a value of $30 per share and $108 billion, which they say
Yeah.
is better than Netflix's deal. But the thing is about Netflix's deal is that their deal is just um uh for just Warner Bros. And HBO. So they're not trying to go for CNN and all this like all the TV like all the television network. So technically this deal is actually worse because it's trying to get more, and it since it is offering more money, but not in the sense of like, is that the right value for what you want? So, um, so it's not really a better offer, and people are worried about this. And the reason why people are also worried about Paramount getting it is that for the television side, because they think because Paramount, the CEO and his dad are friends with Trump, Trump will be able to control the narrative of what goes on television. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility, but the thing is, here's the problem with that saying. The government owns all television networks. You have to have a government license to have any form of anything on television. So if Trump could control the narrative already, he would have. I mean, that's why the whole Jimmy Kimmel situation was stupid in the first place. They were just both crybabies. And it's also the reason why we didn't talk about it in the first place. And so people are like,
Yes, I do remember that whole thing was crazy.
people are like, oh, this is like, this is Trump trying to control the narrative. This is censorship. It's like, no, Jimmy Kimmel said something stupid. He got the repercussions of it, and next they put him back on the air. That's kind of what that was. Um,
Yeah.
and so I don't think it's really about the television network. Can it be partially? Yeah. But the thing is, I guarantee CNN and all that would still operate the same as if it was under Warner
Yeah.
Bros. It wouldn't change anything. Um, and here's also the thing. Paramount can still get all the television if they really wanted to because that's not what Netflix is going for. So it's really I think that it's just Paramount trying to handle too much that they can't handle.
Correct. Exactly. Well, and
And that's not what people are understanding.
the whole reason they tried to offer that was just to have a competing bid. Like there was no reason
Yeah.
other than that.
And even Warner Bros. Rejected, which was the next in our list of top, like in this top bracket or whatever you want to call it. And so, which which I guess we could talk about. I'm trying to find a quote here. It does not. It has never. No. Well, I don't know. The gist is that they pretty much said what we said, what I just said. They don't have Paramount does not have the capability of owning Warner Bros. Because of their value. Like their shares and their all their stuff is just as whack as Warner Bros. As it by itself, and so um like Comcast has a better chance of winning. If Comcast did a takeover, they had a better chance of getting Warner Bros. Than Paramount. The thing is why Comcast isn't um trying to get Warner Bros. Anymore because the price point that Warner Bros. Wants is not worth for Comcast. They don't think it's worth that much. And so
Well, and I don't think they have the liquid cash if I remember reading that correctly.
I think so because Netflix came in with cash. Like Netflix offered cash up front, which I don't what's the difference between why I forget what makes cash a big deal. They get to
They're
skip
able to
like
just no, they're able to distribute that to shareholders easier
oh okay,
and like people that are invested in the company.
got
So
it. So I don't know. It's still an intro. It's so that's kind of like the overall development story on this so far, and I don't think we're gonna really hear much from this besides Paramount drama for another year. And people are really worried about it right now. It's like, oh, well, world's ending. It's like, here's the thing: they still got to go through the government system. They still got to get approval, and we're still gonna wait. We're gonna be like maybe 2 years away from what Netflix could do with Warner Bros. And so because um it's just that long of a process. Um but what's your kind of overall thoughts?
here's the thing. For this particular one, it's interesting. I thought that this deal looking where Warner Bros. Was, where it's been, the fact that Netflix has been doing so well historically, not only in the stock market, but as a business and how they really have won streaming wars, regardless of what anybody wants to say. Um, like quite honestly, um, this was a really good, this was actually a really good deal. Now, is it good for the industry? Like I said, that remains to be seen. But I genuinely believe that in terms of this was probably the best way to save Warner Bros. Like in terms of like cost and like keep all of their stuff open and then allow Netflix, a super successful company that obviously has the liquidity and ability to keep Warner Bros. A functioning studio. I'm not saying Warner Bros. Was
Warner
failing,
Bros. Is actually
but
gonna would be very useful for them because it could fund Netflix originals. And so
correct.
while Netflix doesn't
So
really see much value of revenue from their stuff. And so
so as long as Netflix doesn't try and Netflix eyes Warner Bros. If Warner Bros. Has a better impact on Netflix than Netflix has an impact on Warner Bros., I think this could be a huge win.
yeah.
I really do. Because now Netflix is just basically funding money, like just throwing
Yeah,
money
like
at
you could
Warner
like
Bros.
all you got to do is set a budget. Like, all right, so you have like $2 billion to use this year. Use it as much as
Correct.
you want, but anything you go past that, you have to ask for approval. Um, and next we'll have to see what is a good value on where you're spending it. And so if that's all they are, then great. Then Netflix can have them all they want. But my problem is like is them just absorbing everything. And next that's just one thing gone for Hollywood. And so
Yeah.
but I don't know. And see, there's gonna have to be a contract writing in there. And because if they do absorb it, that's considered a monopoly. But if they have it in contract where like, okay, well, if you want to buy Warner Bros., you have to keep it separate. You have to keep it, doing theatrical releases, releasing physical media, because then that adds competition. Then there's no monopoly there. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the real problem, what the real solution should be done when it comes to Hollywood, and theater releasing films is the Academy really should just step in and say, all right, if you want to be in the Oscars, your films have to stay in theaters for 40 to 60 days instead of a week.
Yeah. Correct.
I think
I
that's the
think they
true.
should correct or sign Warner Bros. Should sign things with theaters ahead of time, um, so that people don't
Well, this is more than Warner Bros. At that point, but
yeah.
it's because like Netflix is still going to put out their 2 to 3 films that they put out a year and leave it in theaters for a week or two, and put it in like 1,000 theaters, and so or put in just theaters that are in California and New York because that what it qualifies for making the Academy. Like the real like the real solution is that people need to go to the academy and negotiate like hey we need to change some of these rules because times are changing and people are abusing your rules and it's hurting other businesses, um while it could actually benefit you a lot more because then you get a lot more opportunities. um I don't know. So that's kind of like I think what they should do. Which, speaking of the Oscars, YouTube owns the license now.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's so weird, isn't it?
hmm Which I don't. I think it's for YouTube TV, so you still have to pay for like YouTube TV and all that. But yeah, that's kind of all my thoughts on that. I don't know how long we talked about that. I thought we would talk about it a lot
Yeah.
longer. Um,
No,
so
it's just difficult because we have to wait to see if it even goes through. We could talk about the whole thing and then they could
yeah,
cancel it
the
and say
the
that
past
it's
eight
not
months could have been for nothing. So
correct, which could be horrible.
yeah.
Oh my
God,
gosh.
all we would have to go back and re-edit so much stuff, just take all that stuff
Yeah.
out. Like, well, so all right. Well, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this. So, does anyone remember of Sleep? Oh, you don't? Yeah, me either. Do you remember of that? You do remember that show? I don't know. Like, no.
Edge of Sleep was the one we watched that together, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
that was a
funny.
weird one.
A show is bad when you can watch it in 2 hours. Um,
Yeah, I do remember this now.
so If you guys don't know who Markiplier is, which most of you will should probably know, he has a movie coming out. And the reason why I brought up Edge of Sleep because he worked on that film. He didn't direct it, he just
I
acted
do
in
remember
it.
that.
And
Yep, I
so
do remember this
I
now.
thought his acting was terrible in that show. It was awful. But I still want to support him as much as I can, but at the same time being honest. This is the same thing I said about Chris Stuckman. I will support him, but I'm still going to be honest about what you're giving me. It's like if it's shit, I'm not going to eat it. It's like me going to a restaurant and they put out a bunch of stuff on the plate that they just found in the trash, and it's like why would I want to eat that and pay for that? So but he is coming out with a movie. I already have my tickets for it. It's coming out on January 30 on January 30th, which is usually not a good sign because usually January is the month of where films go to die.
Yeah, where they
Um,
like send like the crappy films that they didn't think were gonna do well.
yeah. And it's also not a good sign when you don't have a distributor behind this film, which he does not have. He funded it himself like, Chris Stuckman did, but unlike Chris Stuckman, Chris Stuckman got a Neon to distribute. He didn't. And now he's saying like, oh, we don't need anyone to distribute my this film, but it's like, but wouldn't it help you? Like he must have thought about getting someone to help him distribute the film. Like there's no guarantee, like especially with how big of a YouTuber he is, he must have at least tried to. Like it wouldn't make no sense. It wouldn't make any sense for him not to, especially if when you worked on YouTube Red movies and all that stuff. And so
Oh gosh,
yeah,
YouTube Red movies.
yeah, yeah, like that, and that's the reason why I give his acting a bypass on that because it's YouTube. It's like okay, whatever. I mean, like it's fun ways to try, like have fun making films, but it's like that.
That
You
was
don't
such a weird film where when they fell asleep they died and did weird crap, right?
what YouTube Red? Well, like
No,
the
no, The Edge of Sleep.
oh no, that was Amazon.
Oh,
But that show didn't have a distributor either. But Amazon decided to put it on their show on their platform. But he made stuff for YouTube Red, and so which they were fun, but it's YouTube, which is the point I was trying to get across. Now you have a full-on TV show and a full-on movie coming out. You're in a different ballpark. You're going to get judged very differently. It doesn't matter if you're a YouTuber or not, and it's your first film. If you're not going to put out the quality, then you're just kind of just burning money at this point. And so, but but I do find it odd that he does not have a distributor for this film because like a film like this probably cost him what $1 million should be easy to distribute and make some money off, especially his name. Like um and just basing watching off the trailer um I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's not good either.
yeah, I didn't think it looked that good either. I watched
Um
it twice.
yeah, it's pretty forgettable. Like there's a couple of creepy moments, and I do like the idea because this is also a video game adaptation as well, off of like a 2D animation video game where he's stuck in a submarine, which
Which
like
they said they turned like an hour video game into a movie.
yeah, I think the movie's only like an hour and a half long, so
Yeah,
that makes sense. Um, but the which makes it even harder because like so claustrophobic films are hard to promote because you're stuck in one little spot. I like claustrophobic films. I think they can be fun and interesting. There's stuff later in the game that they will also do that could help, like, bring in a crowd and all of that. But this film's gonna have a hard time marketing because of it's one, you can see that from the trailer. It's just like you're stuck in this one thing. You're not gonna be able to show much in the trailer or do much. So you kind of just have to be very vague and hope people go see it. And hopefully that vagueness gets a market, like gets people interested. Like like what's like kind of your thoughts on it?
so here's what I thought about it. One, this is interesting to me because I was reading about the video game that it's based off of.
Hmm.
A lot of people are excited because they're like, "Oh, I love that he took this video game and is doing a movie based upon it. Like, this is so exciting." But then people are saying, "Oh, I can't believe that he took, this video game that, is so short and is doing, this." And I was like, so basically you took a video game that nobody talks about, or like
Well, the
a
the
video game
thing is
that's
that
super short.
it's because it's his favorite game, so that's why he
Yeah,
went. Did the article
correct.
mention that? Yeah.
Yeah, correct. But I just thought that that was fascinating to me that like that we went through and it basically like talked about doing the entirety of like the entirety of more or less the um like I don't even know how to describe it. It basically talked about how if he was to write this based upon this video game,
Hmm.
it was really exciting because there's not a lot of content, so they're excited to see how his creativeness goes into this movie. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan, not gonna lie. So
It's gonna heavily rely on his own creativity in some ways because in the video game there's not really much dialogue. It's you're pretty much it's one of those like kind of small games where you're kind of just you make the character your own type of video game where it's like it you're just
sure.
your own personality. So that's kind of mostly the reason why Final Freddy's fails because it's like, well, it's fun when I'm playing the game, but it's not fun watching someone else be someone else. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, if it's under $1 million, it should have no problem making money. And like
no,
the thing is,
hopefully.
I was it's in select theaters. I think it's getting I think it's getting some theater boosts. Like I think it's getting some help. Because it was originally I think only 50,000 theaters or no, I'm reading something real strong. It was 50,000 doesn't sound right at all. That's a lot though. Um, I forget the number. I saw it somewhere, but like he originally had like it was like only like a select a few amount of theaters in some states, and some people were upset that they couldn't go watch it. Now it's grown a bit, so now it's getting a little bit broader of viewing.
I think I saw it was up to 1,000 theaters
Yeah, so it's
on
getting
his YouTube. Yeah,
yeah, so he's getting so he's getting much more viewing chances for it. What was I gonna say? And when I was trying to buy my ticket, they were selling out. Like it was hard to get a ticket for this movie, and so they were selling pretty well. So it should have no problem getting uh getting this movie over breaking even. It could do better than Shelby Oaks.
I hope so.
Uh,
That would be horrible if it wasn't, honestly.
Well, the thing is, the difference between Chris Stockman is Chris Stockman is in the movie world, so you expect his film to kind of do slightly better. But if you have this random video game, it's not a random video game YouTuber, but some dude that isn't really known for movies and all that does way better than you, that's a little bit that's kind of a bit embarrassing a tiny bit. So I don't know what like do you think the trailer is interested enough? Because I am gonna make, by the way, guys, I am gonna make him watch this whenever it comes out on streaming. We'll do a commentary and all that. I'll make him watch it,
Uh,
and next he will review it.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
That's so funny.
like, would did this make did this make this trailer making it any more interesting for you to when that time comes?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as long as I think for me the comments were interesting. A
Mhm.
lot of people had a lot of optimism towards it, so I'm open to watching it solely because of people's optimism.
Well, they also had this optimism with Edge of Sleep, and next you're like, well, that's
Shh,
it, yeah.
we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's funny. I found a review. I think I mentioned this the last time when we talked about it. I found a review on that show, and they were doing a review for it when they didn't even finish watching the show. I was like, wait, how are you reviewing something that you didn't finish watching? Like, and you're saying positive things about it. And so,
Yeah, I wouldn't say something positive about something I didn't finish watching. Only negative
yeah,
because it was so bad I couldn't finish watching it. Cough, cough, 5 minutes of Freddy's.
yeah.
Oh,
But yeah.
so bad.
Anything else on this?
No, I'm
The
I'm just interested to see how if he even makes his money back and what happens to see. Definitely be
I
interesting, that's for
still I
sure.
like, as much as I didn't like Edge of Sleep, I hope it's good because like it would it would beneficial from an indie standpoint, especially with someone like him that's big on YouTube. It would just be good for the industry. Like I mean, like you have people that are making films like Bring Her Back that are also
Yeah,
indie filmmakers. Which I like this cover, by the way. This is a pretty cool cover.
it is a cool cover. I don't lie.
Um, and so we need more like that. I think, especially when Netflix is going to be buying all the big studios. And so, but yeah, anyway, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to our final topic. See, I'm trying to get back into game reviews. Like I have a couple game reviews on the channel. Like I reviewed The Last of Us 1 and 2. Um, I did Resident Evil 8, uh, Dead Space remake. I did review Dead Space remake. Like so I have a few things and I want to get more into it. It's the problem is when it comes to game reviews, it's like when you have to really then just like it's much more intense than just going in and watching a movie. Like I mean it's still kind of the same thing, but it's a lot much of a longer process. And so if I'm going to do that, I want to take it as serious as well, not as serious as possible, but I want to well, serious is I guess a right word to say. I still want to have fun with it, of course. But like me playing the game, like mm, getting all grumpy with it. Um, but like if I'm gonna do it, then I want to spend my time very well on it, which is what I'm
Okay.
trying to say. Um, and I have this other YouTube channel gaming wise, and I try to do it that way where I upload on there and next review it. It's just such a slow process where that it's just like by the time I'm done with the game, it's just not worth reviewing it anymore because then other it's like a month later, then people already know if they want the game or not. And so now I'm just going to go in the direction of just straight up streaming on Twitch and next so then I can get the game done in like less than a week and next so I can think about the process of like my thoughts on the game and next talking about the details and like all the important stuff and next of course the story and all that and try to get if especially if it's going to be like GTA 6, you know how many side missions I'm going
Oh,
to have to do, you know how much
you know how
stuff.
many people are going to be so psyched about GTA 6?
Yeah,
It'll be crazy.
it's like that game is going to be huge from a story standpoint. There's going to be so much that you got to do in that, and
Yeah.
so doing it. So
It's going to be a whole thing.
the way that I was going to do it was just not going to be ideal. And next reviewing it in a timely manner. So I am going to try to do that. That's one of my goal for next year is to review like 3 games, and next try to do more than that. That's kind of my goal. Like I have Resident Evil Requiem around the corner, and I believe Wolverine comes out in March. There's a Wolverine game. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should set my goal to 5 because totally forgot about the Lego Batman game. Um,
I forgot about that game. I love Lego games. They're
yeah.
so much fun.
So like that will be something then. So maybe 5. I might set myself to 5 then because that would be 3 right then and there. Because I was thinking like, okay, Resident Evil, Wolverine, and GTA 6. And so there's 4 games right there in itself. So, and the reason why I'm mentioning that because the last topic we were talking about here is console spending is down 27% in November since 2005. And this can also really
Which
relate
is crazy.
in filmmaking because the reason behind this, more than
Physical.
inflation. Yeah. Well, what
I knew you were getting there.
Well, yeah. Well, oh yeah, I guess the headline is physical too, but mostly more it comes to the hardware. And so because a lot of and the reason why the gaming industry is struggling right now is because of AI. And AI is actually affecting
Mhm.
gaming more than anything else. It'll eventually start affecting movies and Hollywood a lot more than what it is doing right now. But you have like RAM going up in pricing point because all these companies are just investing into AI companies. Like what's it called? Nvidia,
Nvidia?
Nvidia. Like
Yeah,
they just cut 40% of their production value on their stuff and to so then they can feed it into this AI company, and so they're gonna raise the prices so then that company can buy it all up. While us,
yeah.
like they're still gonna sell it to us, but they're gonna sell it to the same prices that the companies are buying it, but less of us will buy it. But it doesn't matter because the AI company can afford it. And so that's the situations that we're going to be running into here. If you want to read the article, because this article is actually dives into a lot of interesting stuff, and that's what really shows into what's happening in November more than what happened last year.
Let's see. I'm pulling up the article. Sorry, I'm pulling up the article. I had a window. I always have little windows on each side where I have like different articles in the background that I'm curious to research.
No, you're fine. That's why you need to get a two-screen
I went
monitor.
down, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
yeah.
I was going down the rabbit hole trying to figure out if we could hear more information about what we were talking about earlier. Also, I like that it's from IGN. It's
Yeah.
so typical.
Well, the one time that IGN actually points out the truth.
Oh gosh. It had the worst since 1995, which is interesting.
Mm. Well,
Lowest hardware spending since. Okay, question though, and
mm.
I'm asking this. So it said um, PS5 sales were down 40%, and Xbox Series hardware sales were down 70%. I mean, think about it this way. Did you see how expensive?
Sorry about that. You can continue.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. You can continue.
Great. Yeah, so I think a lot of the things that it has to do with genuinely has to do with how expensive it is to buy consoles now as well.
Well, that's obvious. Yeah.
Hardware, yeah, I mean, you go look, a PS5 is $600, an
Well,
Xbox is six hundred
well,
and
the
fifty
thing is,
dollars.
it was actually on sale for like 300 to 400. But the problem is, that's how much it cost when it first came out. That's so.
Yeah,
But it's funny when you bring up Xbox. You know what outsold Xbox? This thing called the Next Playground. Do you know about
I didn't
this?
see that. No, I didn't see
It's this
that.
thing like it's like what the Xbox tried to do with the what's it called? What like the motion sensor thing? What's it called? Why am I blanking it? Ah, forget. Like when you bought an Xbox, you get this camera, and so it's supposed to be resolutionary, and it's
Oh, oh, the Connect?
yes, the Kinect. That's I don't know what it's
Oh,
such a
I
simple
was
ass name.
like, I remember
So
the Xbox Connect.
So this is what this basically is, and it outsold it. It outsold Xbox, and it did a lot way better than anything that Xbox ever did, and so which is funny to me. This little this little GameCube sold Xbox out of Xboxes. But yeah, PlayStation 5 came out on top with 70%, while PlayStation
That's
sales were
so
down.
crazy.
Well, Xbox Series were wait, sorry, I read that wrong. Xbox Series hardware sales were down 70% year over year. PlayStation sales were down only over 40%, and yeah, combined unit sales of Nintendo Switch and Nintendo 2 Switch were down over 10% from Switch's last year. And get this, that is even with the Switch 2. No one is going out and buying the Switch 2. And so,
Yeah, because I don't think it was a huge upgrade over the Switch One
well,
or the
it's
Switch
not, but you're
OLED.
also paying for $90 games. Uh, freaking Nintendo, greedy ass fucks. So what?
Wah, wah.
Well, I don't know. This is, but yeah, it's just gaming now is like it's just it used to be a hobby for people for fun. Now it's going to be like now it's turning into like a niche. It's like for like a select few of people are willing to go out and spend this much amount of money.
Yeah,
And
it's too
so,
expensive.
well, PCs used to be the expensive things, but now consoles are getting up there, and now PCs are going to cost like $3,000 instead of $2,000. Like
Yeah,
I got my PC on sale for like maybe $1,200.
that's really good though.
Yeah, but it's a bit old. But now if I want to upgrade or like change parts, that's not gonna be cheap. You know, like how much RAM is now? Like $500. It's just like ridiculous. So like, what's your kind of like overall thoughts on that?
I just think that people don't understand that when you artificially inflate prices where people can't afford things, on top of all the things that people can't afford, you then look at things like you don't even get an actual disk drive for your console anymore.
Well,
So
you
the console's
can
more expensive.
you can
You have
if
to
you
buy
buy
it separately.
separately, yeah. PlayStation.
So yeah,
Freaking.
I have to buy it separately. That's so stupid. Everything about it's dumb.
Well, the thing is, what's fine? Why would you buy it separately when you can buy it all together? Because you can still buy it all together. It's just that when you buy it separately, you're paying the same amount of price if you just bought it with the disc drive anyways. And so, but it's so that they
It
can test
shouldn't
it
be
at,
more in the first place.
well, yeah, but it's just so that Sony is testing out the waters digitally, and they'll still they'll still do stuff for physical, but it'll cost them less basically because they can spend less
Yeah.
money on making the drive separately than together. But it's not going to cost us anything differently because it'll cost the same for us. So, but. But yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's
also
just
it's also comes down to the games that are coming out. And honestly, a lot of the games that have been coming out, even though, people talk praises about Expedition 33 and all that. Um, but people are but the qualities of the games for the third like from like the AAA parties have dropped. And so it's just like a lot of these games don't push for people to go out and buy consoles anymore. Like these are the top 20 best games from that came out selling it in November. Black Ops 7, which I don't know why is up in number one. Battlefield 6, NBA 2K 26, Madden NFL 26, Esports FC 26, Pokemon Legends, Ghost of Yoti, college football, Minecraft, which Minecraft I guess has always been in the top 10 over all of these years.
and you can always download Minecraft. Not you don't need a physical game either, too.
Yeah.
So
Kirby Air Riders, Hyrule Warriors, Age of I have no idea how to say that. The Outer Worlds 2, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Donkey Kong, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, Borderlands 4, Forza 5, and now Demo Story, Time Stream. I have no idea how to say that one. But yeah, like, but half of these games suck. Like Black Ops 7, bleh. Sports games, the same thing every year. Um, like there's like maybe and half of these are also just old games. Like Marvel Spider-Man 2 came out last year. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out like 20 years ago. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out like 10 years ago. Like Forza 5, what, 5 years ago? Like how many of these games that most people actually do know are new? Borderlands 4, the Outer Worlds 2, Ghost of Yotei, Battlefield 6.
Like quite a few,
Yeah, like,
actually, I would say.
but none of these are console sellers also.
No, I
And
wouldn't.
so,
You wouldn't go and buy specifically a console for that. There's like no exclusive console exclusive games.
yeah, like no
No,
one's gonna, well, I mean, the only exclusive on this list is Ghost of Yotei. Well, I mean, Spider-Man, but I'm talking about new Ghost of Yotei. That's the only exclusive, but and like there's high praises for this game, but no one's gonna go out and buy a PS5 just to play that game.
no,
And
you
so,
wouldn't. It would have
especially
to be
with
like
the
a
cost.
Halo or a Destiny. It would have to be
It
something
would
that's like,
we'll see that we'll see a huge huge profit when GTA 6 comes out. You know, a lot of people buy PS5s and PS5 Pros when GTA 6 comes out. Maybe a few Xboxes. But at this point, if you're gonna buy an Xbox, just buy a PC. It's just no point buying an Xbox anymore. That's the problem.
yeah,
Because they're just going the producer route. So, but yeah, it's it's a sad thing in the industry that's suffering at the moment. I mean, next year there's going to be a lot of games that come out. We'll just see how well they do. Um, but it's just like there's like the supply is there. They're all like the supply is there. There's just no demand
yeah.
because of the cost.
But even
So
then, it's like I don't think people are going to keep buying game system. Like it used to be, you could have three different consoles and have games on each
yeah,
console.
you could
It's
10 years
too,
ago you could buy a PlayStation, an Xbox, and a Nintendo Switch.
and it would be like $800.
Yeah, plus a game
No,
comes with
let me.
it,
No, it was probably like $1,000.
roughly.
Now it's $1,200 for two. Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah,
It's like $500 to $600 a console. You're spending 2 grand for three consoles now.
yeah, at that point buy a PC. Like just no point. Like literally like all you need now these days is a PC and a PS5 because PlayStation is the only ones that do exclusives. Screw Nintendo if they're gonna do this $90 game bullshit. And so I'm not even gonna mention buying them, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of my overall thoughts though on that.
yeah. No, we'll definitely just have to see what happens, honestly. There's a lot of things that
Should I make you do
I,
game reviews now too?
yes, with my Xbox console and PS5 that I have,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah. I mean, you have a gaming piece. You have a gaming laptop, don't you now?
I
So
do. It just sits. I haven't played it in a long time. It's because games are too expensive.
that's true. Well, you can
So,
play. Well, actually, you can't play GTA 6. It's not gonna go. It's not gonna be on PC for another year.
yeah,
Um,
that is true.
that's sad. I don't know why Rockstar does that. Why they wait a year to drop it on PC. Have they
It's bad.
have
It's
they ever
bad for
said it way?
business. I don't know. I've never looked. It's probably the rendering. I don't know. I feel like PC games require higher graphics, in my opinion.
But while consoles have a higher compression, so there's a difference. Like consoles are much easier to make games on because it costs them less of a rendering to do, and so it just compresses it into, and they can upscale it into 4K. They can do all that crap, that with all that stuff with AI and all that. That's what makes it
Yeah,
cheaper. So, but yeah, that's everything. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. See, I told you we would. I think we went over like 3 hours.
we
Um,
did.
I
Sorry, everybody. I tried.
thanks, and I'm gonna go edit this now.
I tried, everybody. I tried.
Okay, well, if you th stayed away, or if you stayed all the way through this, thank you very much. Let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on our shirts, and if you guys would like to buy one, I guarantee there's a site somewhere I can that will make the shirts for us and like send them out, and I get a small cut without me doing any of the work. There's probably somewhere that can do that, where I can make a website. Um, then I'll do that. And next, you guys can have your own Big Top with Austin shirts. I will get my own Big Top with Austin. Um, but the thing is, I'm going to try to think a bit more like creatively with it because I would like to have something on the back of it. I just don't want it to say the big talk with Austin. I think that would be pointless because it says the big talk with Austin at the front. Maybe I'll do something else. Or maybe just not have anything on the back of it. But yeah, anyway, let us know your guys' thoughts on all of these topics down below. Thank you guys very much for watching or listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you guys very much for an awesome year, 24,000 subscribers, and we'll see you guys next year. Bye, guys.